the business
Everybody
one.
saw it.
Yeah. And then it was like, lots of followers and everything like that. And then it was like, you start investing in that. And you start like, here we go. And then all of a sudden they change their algorithms. And
I haven't gotten a new follower on Facebook for the business page in probably 5 years.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Instagram's just steady climbing away, doing its thing.
I have an issue. I have an advertising issue with that. I had a spam situation happen. Like someone hacked my account and charged like $400 for my account. My bank got involved. And now like Facebook won't, and ergo Instagram won't let me advertise. Like my accounts. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, boy.
So whatever.
You'd have to shut it down and start another one probably.
But there's like 9,000 followers or whatever.
Rebuild,
whatever. I don't know. Whatever. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I can get everyone to switch it over. But anyway. So, welcome, guys. Connected by Water podcast. Powered by Joey Cardi, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and fueled by our very good friends at Papa's Pilar Rum, who remind you never to be a spectator. I want to give a special shout out to the W Sauce tonight, who is our new Worcestershire cooking sauce sponsor. And we're trying to maybe see if we can. Oh, you brought chili, so we're not going to mix that into anything that we did there. But why not? Can we give it a shot?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we can give that a shot. All right, we'll give that a shot. I also want to give a shout out to our good friends over there at Papa's Raw Bar, right? And all our good buddies who keep the lights on for the show. And before we introduce anybody, I want to say Karlene is behind the bar this evening.
Hey. Gentlemen,
thank you very much for keeping on showing up.
Thank you for the free rum.
Means the world to us.
And we have mini Karlene.
And we got a mini Karlene over there at the end of the bar. So Catherine's with us tonight.
Middle mini.
Yep. And Yanni. Rolling with the punches here, right? So
we'll
have
him laughing here and it won't take long. He'll be laughing.
Yeah, he'll be laughing.
Holiday seafood season.
The what?
Holiday seafood season. You guys kill it this time of year. Go hit up Papa's, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, stone crabs and all that. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I want to give a new shout out to our good friends at FINS Sunglasses, who have come aboard to the show.
I didn't know Finor, Fishing Real Finor is a company.
As a sponsor, the FINS Sunglasses is the official sponsor or sunglass of the Connected by Water podcast. So
very cool.
We welcome them to aboard. So we're talking Dolphins today, right? Look at bringing in aren't these beautiful?
Bad boys out.
Yeah. So my good buddy Dave Baltice, that's his company there, right? Looking good,
Skipper.
I'd make just about anything look good. So that's cool, right?
Attaboy.
Big sexy.
So we're talking
Do they
fins
cover
today.
well?
Actually, they're nice.
Yeah, give them a shot. Try them on. They're really nice. Trust me, Dave knows what he's doing.
You get a little
That
side.
frame doesn't quite work for me yet, but it's close.
Well, that's some other ones you could try.
Yeah, exactly.
After the podcast.
You got to find the right frame. Are they?
They're glass.
Felt like glass, yeah.
Yeah, they're all glass. Yeah, he doesn't mess around. Got to be glass. I mean, the true polarization, really, it's glass. It's the only way really to improve your vision. Scientifically proven that plastic actually reduces your vision. Yep. So any classic claims that they're polarized, not telling you the truth, or that improves your vision is not telling you the truth. So anyway, welcome aboard FINS. Thank you very much for helping keep the lights on with the rest of us here. We're talking fins today, and when we last left this, we left the room having a lot of hope, and we sounded like a bunch of homers.
It was preseason, correct?
It was preseason. Right. It was just right at the beginning of the season, before any games started. It was just before the beginning of the season. Right now, we just passed our bye week, so we're going into the Thanksgiving weekend, and we're still in first place. Right, we're 7-3. The Buffalo Bills are 7-3, but we got that tiebreaker from them.
Yep.
Right, because since we all met, we won that game, obviously.
Thanks to Josh Allen throwing the ball on the ground.
Weed and boys.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
And hey, Tua's only died twice this year.
Exactly.
He came back, but he comes back stronger. But every time he dies, he comes back stronger.
Well, technically, he only died once.
I don't know.
He had a back issue the one time.
Is that what they're saying?
So we're 7-3, and I don't know about you guys, but I was smiling ear to ear when the Patriots ran that punt back at the end of the game.
100%. I was fired up. I watched the entire game. I I normally never watch a full game.
I watched the entire game
of
too.
another team.
Yeah.
I was glued to it.
I will tell you this, though. I had to go to Home Depot. I watched the last quarter on my phone in Home Depot. I was like with the kids, like looking for a ladder, and I'm like watching on my phone. I'm like, I got to see the end of this game. Swear to God, when that dude ran that punt back, I was like beside myself in the middle of Home Depot.
So I had fun
pretty
this
cool.
morning. I'm like a sports talk radio junkie.
Yeah.
So I was listening to the Fan out of New York today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They're
XM?
like they are crushing Zach Wilson. They want him pulled. They want to put in
Sure they do, 'cause
what's
he
his name? Matt
sucks.
White, the other quarterback there. I won't know. I want him to keep playing.
Oh, I want him to keep playing too. Trust me.
Would they have 3 yards of offense in the second half or something?
3
like that?
yards.
I think
Total.
there was a meme going on around that said that the Jets had 2.77. They averaged 2.77 inches per play in the second half. That might be a true
Pretty
stat.
solid.
Yanni, you a
pretty
Jets
solid.
fan?
Oh no, Yanni's a big Dolphin
No.
fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
He looks sad over there about that.
No. Yanni's, and we'll spare you guys from having to talk about the Hurricane, so we're not going to
please.
do that to you.
That's,
All
Wah,
right.
wah,
Hey,
wah.
we're rebuilding. It's all good.
Yeah.
We've been rebuilding for an awfully long time.
It's like we get to here and then
Keeps
just-
falling
it
down.
falls
though.
off. We
Keeps
get
falling
here and
down.
it falls
You keep
off
rebuilding.
again, so.
You got to use some better materials.
Hey, until this year, you can't say shit as a Seminoles fan. So.
What do you mean I can't say shit?
Up until this year.
Why?
Second half team.
Well, how are you feeling about the last few years over
A
there?
little better than the Hurricanes should feel.
I don't know about all that.
Probably don't. It's cool. But we're here to talk about the Fins. All right.
Yes.
All right. We're here to talk about the Fins. So, give me your summation here of the first half.
My summation is
Just briefly, like how you feeling at the end of this?
I feel great.
Okay.
I wish the defense was
A little better.
100% healthy. Byron Jones is killing us not being out there, and I think it's him totally holding out because maybe he was mad they got rid of Flores. I mean, granted, he did have Achilles surgery, but they're all saying that he's kind of like could play if he really wanted to. And
No, is that
Yeah.
really the rumor going around?
yeah, they're not. He's not pushing it. You know what I mean?
I looked up some stuff the other day, and I just could not find anything other than explanation of why he's not out there.
Yeah,
And that's really hurting us big time.
for sure.
You know, we have a lot of injuries, particularly in the secondary, with Brandon Jones going down. Really, really hurts. Eric
Yeah,
Rowe
we
is
got-
out for a time. Nick Needham's done for the season.
Yep.
I mean, you know, they're doing the best they can, I think, in that secondary. The pressure seems to be getting a little bit better. I think the addition of Chubb has been really, really cool.
And Phillips is coming on.
Yeah,
Yep.
everybody.
Yep. And then, I think Chubb takes a lot of pressure off of him.
I think
It allows him to
Phillips
do so.
is a stud, man. I watched the game differently. I go back and I watch the replays, and
Right.
I watch just what he does instead of the whole play. And he's always either right there, getting double teamed. He's a player. He's really good.
No, he's good. He's fast. I mean, I think there's some things spatially that he needs to just kind of get a little bit of experience on. But you know, it's tough to come into the league as a defensive end and just start killing quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's
right
not
off the bat.
not that drop back and cover guy. He's just go get the quarterback guy. You know.
Yeah,
I think they're
think
trying
that-
to make him do different stuff that he shouldn't have been doing.
a lot of people were criticizing him after the game with Justin Fields, and because he looked like a little bit like a man not knowing what to do at times with when he would kind of roll out in front of
That
his
game
face,
was,
whether
like,
he should drop back or whether
Frustrating
he
as hell.
And I don't really blame him. I kind of blame the defensive
Well, there was a
coordinator
spy.
for not. Yeah, but I think they could have done a better job of really telling Jalen Phillips on how to really do that. Or
Set the edge and don't let him get outside.
right, just like kind of
Basically.
commit that and like let him go up the middle exactly,
Exactly.
and then don't let him get outside. And that's really what they should have just given him that assignment all day long. But hindsight's 20/20, and I don't get paid for a living to coach personnel, but. When you're looking at it, the dude looked like a fish out of water against Justin Fields all day.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's been doing pretty
Fields,
good.
but Fields is a spectacular player too.
I
you
picked
know.
him up
he's
in fantasy.
He's really coming into his own, and he got dinged now. Though, is he going to play this week?
I don't know. I didn't see the report on
He
it.
definitely got hurt.
Every time the Dolphins got pressure up the middle, there was nobody to cover Fields, and he just went right outside and gained
Right.
10, 15, 20, ran for a touchdown.
Well, he
Come
definitely
on.
came of
66
age against the
for a
Dolphins in
touchdown.
that game.
He set the record for the NFL, 179 yards as a
Yeah,
Yeah.
quarterback.
yeah, he definitely.
Art, what do you
woke
think
up.
about all that?
Yeah, come on, Art. Give us your tale.
I don't give a shit.
Really?
I'll watch the game. I don't have the slightest idea who the fuck you're talking about.
All right, so
Don't care. Thoroughly enjoy the game for the game.
let me ask you. All right, let me get Fisher Price on you then. So, what was your favorite game of the year?
Watching Tampa Bay come back there at the end on the first failed attempt for a final game-winning drive.
We're talking about Dolphins.
I don't give a fuck. I love the Dolphins. I love it all. I love good football. But watching Brady win on that last second, that was
pretty good.
My favorite game of the year.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to be honest.
I'm rooting for
I've
him.
thoroughly enjoyed watching Dolphins win some football games. But
All I see now is just all these on the internet. Just this girl likes Tom Brady. This model likes Tom Brady. This model
do you blame
wants to
him?
marry Tom Brady now.
I saw a thing this morning that their whole split up and divorce thing was planned because they knew FTX was going to go in the tank, and a lot of their net worth is in FTX.
Really?
Yep.
So are they getting divorced or not?
I don't know, but I heard that their split up was a monetary thing.
Carlene, do you know
Didn't she
anything
buy
about
a house
about
right across the street
Tom
from
Brady?
Literally right
Giselle?
across the street.
Nothing?
Come on.
she living in Tampa
Right across the street.
from him.
Yeah.
I think
cool.
they
I
both
didn't know
bought a
that. Well, I
house
don't
in
keep up with
Miami,
that shit either.
across from the water in Miami.
She's buying a house in Miami now?
No, they both built like their houses across the bay from each other in Miami.
Oh, good. Well, they get to hang out with their kids that way. That's great.
Really? Were they going to put up a zip line or something?
Hey, it works. It works. Less
But
drive.
why Miami if he plays in what? I don't know. I don't give a fuck about any of this.
But I heard it on the internet, so it has to be true.
I think
Yeah, right?
I think she wanted the Miami deal to happen so
Yeah.
she could live in Miami, and then I think that was the beginning of the end of
I mean,
it.
Tampa's nice, but Miami's way better.
Yeah, and I think that she was like, we got to go to Miami. We got to go
What
to
have
Miami.
I done here? This is not what I meant to do with this. Oh, that was my favorite game thing.
You started it.
Gay.
No, and I think that basically he stuck his neck out to try to make it happen, and ended up getting everybody in trouble. And I think that's where a
Flores
lot of the
blew
problem
all that
happened.
up.
Yeah, Flores is the
Right.
big whiner that.
So, all
killed
right,
all
let's
that.
talk about Flores, right, real quick, if we can. All right, I was never a fan of the guy. Some guys liked him. Some guys, one of them. I actually have it on text record. I texted, "Oh, wow, we're getting a phone call from Mr. Mike Myatt right now." So we're gonna put him on.
You got me nervous. I thought it was Carl Rybinski for a second.
Hello, sir. You're on the Connected by Water podcast.
Well, you know what? If we're not connected by water, what are we connected by?
Rum.
Exactly. Well, today we're connected
Rum.
by the Miami
Football.
Dolphins. We're connected by rum, and we're connected by the Miami Dolphins right now. This is our Dolphins report episode.
I see that cast of characters you have over there. Do you guys need bail money?
We did.
Or
we're
only on
gonna
your way home?
need it soon.
Only on. I see you over there, Artie.
That's me, baby.
Careful. You be careful.
Always.
But just want to call you up and give you some love, brother.
No, I appreciate it, Mike. How you doing?
Thinking about you, dude.
I've had better days, but I'll be home in a week.
Yeah.
And God bless my dad. He's resting in peace, and he'll get thrown in this frozen tundra next Monday. And God, it's not like it's not cold enough up here.
Yeah.
But so how you guys doing? What do you guys think about the Finns?
Well, I think
Love it.
we're pretty positive about the Finns right now. You know, especially after the Jets got embarrassed in that last play of the game.
Oh yeah, how good was that?
That was wonderful.
Maine, listen, I grew up in Maine, not a Patriots fan.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
No, I'm actually a Green Bay fan, so I've got nothing to shake my tail about. But I will say that watching the Jets lose makes me a little bit happy on the inside.
Yeah,
And
Gives me the warm fuzzies.
everyone that said, "Oh, why are you going to take Tua? And he's this, he's that." Yeah, all he is good. All he did is win. He's got the freaking the penguin, and he's got the cheetah. Quite frankly, they're in a position they can really go a long way this year.
I think they're taking it all. I got when I was up in look at them laughing over here. I have the ticket from the Hard Rock in Atlantic City to prove it that I believe in them.
Nice.
Yep. So
Nice.
I'll be able to cash in when the moment happens.
But anyway, so is the bartender, the hostess with the mostest there?
She is, and she has her mini me along with her tonight.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Oh, the two sweeties are over there.
Yep.
Hey, Karlene, how are you, sweetie?
How are you, Mike?
And you got lamb chop with you?
Yep. She's hanging out. And she claims that she knows more about football than her mom, so we're going to test her knowledge.
That's a true statement for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If you test her knowledge right now about the winning Miami Dolphins football team, she probably have the same amount that you guys do.
Yeah, probably.
So,
Probably.
You know. But anyway, Denny, just want to give you a call, send some love down to you guys. Thanks for all your positive vibes, and I'll see you in a week. I'll be home in a week.
All right, sounds good. We're all thinking about you, Mike. We all love you.
Love you, Mike.
All right, bro.
Take care, man.
Take care, Mike.
All right.
Thanks, you guys.
All right. Bye.
Later.
That's nice he gave us a call.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering if he was that's right, he was a Packer fan. So I remember that now. He grew up in that whole Northeast New England area, and he's a Red Sox fan, so I was wondering if he was a Pats fan too.
It's hard to hate on the Packers, though. If you're a Packers fan, it's such a cool thing.
It's cool.
They're a dumpster fire right now, though.
Yeah.
You know what though? They're a dumpster fire, but they have like the best fan base in all of
All right.
in all
no place
sports.
better
So what
to
else are
watch
you
a
going to do
game.
up there? What
That's
else is there
true.
to do? Eat
That's
cheese
true.
and watch the Packers.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She said it.
Say that?
Whoa,
Did that come out? Got to stay warm somehow.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
All right, so before Mike called in, we were just kind of like giving summation. We were talking about
His
I don't know
favorite
how
game.
we got on Tom Brady and Giselle, but we're gonna like steer away from that real quick. Jim, give me your summation here so far of the season. You're feeling good, obviously.
Yeah, we've only lost one game at home to the Vikings.
Yep. Right.
Tua hasn't lost a game that he started and finished.
Right.
If he wasn't out for those 3 games that they lost, I guarantee you they were at least have one more win, and they would be in sole possession, not tied with Buffalo. Probably
I
two.
think
Two more
two
wins.
more wins.
Two more wins.
They would have beat Cincinnati.
We were
I'm
on the
pretty
way
confident.
to, we were pounding them.
I've been
Yeah.
told from day one some about ifs and buts were candies and nuts.
Oh my God.
He got destroyed.
Yeah.
And that was a whole bad thing. But ever since he came back, that offense is crazy now.
Yeah.
They haven't punted it. They didn't punt in 2 games?
2 straight games. They haven't punted.
Not a punt. The guy, they had that meme of the punter
See him
on
like
the
sitting
thing,
on the
laying
bench.
back, sleeping, because he hasn't had to do anything. And like the first 4 drives of last game, were like 3 touchdowns and a field goal, I think.
Yep.
It's crazy how this offense, when it's clicking with Tua, is like unstoppable, because you can cover Waddle and Hill, and now you got Gesicki and everybody open down the middle.
You got Gesicki, you got Sherfield.
Who?
Sherfield.
That toe tap touchdown
That
that
was
he did
great.
was the perfectly placed ball, and he caught it right there, tapped his toes, touchdown. That was a thing of beauty.
Aside from Mahomes, when Tua's alive, he is the most exciting guy to watch right now. Quarterback to watch in the NFL, without a doubt.
100%.
Aside from Mahomes, though, is still so fun to watch.
Yeah, did you watch the game last night?
Oh, my
It
God.
was
so much
good.
fun to watch.
Yeah, so fun to watch.
What was
I do
there,
wanna-
40-something seconds left?
It's almost
I do
not
wa-
fair, you know?
I don't know. I kind of felt that last, like, Mahomes, great player, I'm not taking a damn thing away from him or anything like that, but I kind of felt like they had 3rd and 4 in that phantom pass interference call on Derwin James, right? And then, which was away from the play completely, right? And even the play before that, when Mahomes dropped back straight, like 25 yards, and then grounded the ball, which never called. He was not outside the tackles. I mean, the guy gets, he got a little bit of help there on that last drive.
Well,
but he made plays. No, he made
they all
plays, but
do
he
with
got
the
Starting to
longer
get
they're
those
there.
calls now, you know?
he got extra plays.
Yeah, well,
Well, I guarantee you now, the next time Tua gets somewhat roughed, there's going to be a flag on it, you know?
Yeah.
you don't
He's
know what
good.
else?
He's just plain good.
No, yeah.
So-
he's a
absolutely, he's a smart dude. And
We're
He's
going
a
to tie this.
winner,
We're going
and-
to tie this into fishing real quick.
Go ahead.
Early on, I learned about the longer you've been involved, the more successful you are. You get support like that. Guy like Ray Rocher one time, I catch a double running those drunk Cuban dudes. God damn it, Rockstar boat. And I see a couple fish on top pull and catch a double, and Ray literally within seconds is south of me as I'm hooking these fish.
I don't know what's funnier. The fact that you call them that, or the fact that you knew that, was just like,
Dude, you've never seen anything like it. They drink.
seen 'em.
It's amazing.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen 'em.
It's amazing. Such talent. Such amazing talent. But anyway, he got a phone call. Somebody in a recreational boat had those 2 fish up in their spread, took baits away from them, and called the dude, said, hey, just had a double up. This is where and Ray was coming trucking to get those bites. So the longer and more successful you are at anything, you get
Get those
benefits.
calls.
You better expect that.
Yeah.
So same deal there. So these quarterbacks that Brady being especially one of them. They call him a puss for it, but whatever. He's been there a long time and done a lot of good stuff. If he tells the ref, hey, shouldn't be doing that, they're going to throw a flag.
Earned respect.
Yeah,
basically.
that's all it is.
Next time he gets slapped, he gets a flag,
Right.
Yep.
But going back to Tua, listen, this he's basically answering all the doubters, right?
No, still got doubt. He is a play away from dying again.
Right.
So is everybody.
Well,
so is
some are more prone than others.
Yeah, so is everybody.
The talent there, like I said, most exciting guy I'm watching outside of Mahomes, and the talent is clear and present and amazing. But you're going to tell me Brett Favre can't take a hit and survive and play on at top
Favre made a lot
level?
of dumb decisions.
Oh, of course he did, but he also
had to get that way.
Yeah, he survived crashes that Tua's not going to survive.
Tua's not going to take those chances. He's not going to.
All right, you say so. He's also already died twice this year. And last year. And when he was in college. Which I love the guy.
There is a clear and present difference when Tua Tagovailoa is in this offense.
God,
right?
100%.
It's incredible to see. And what I meant to say by when he's answering all the doubters, right? Even at the beginning of the season, on this show, I believe, what I stated was, I'm going to be behind Tua. I like the kid. I believe in him. Right? Hopefully he can stay healthy, just like everything we're saying. But this was his year to prove it. Right? This was the year we all gave him. A lot of people didn't want him to even start the season. But I think everyone at this table was like, we're going to give him the year, and this is his year to make or break kind of season. If not, then we got to move on. Right?
Well, go back and listen.
I think he's established that.
I believed in his talents coming out of Alabama. Even in this last one, I said I believe in his talent. I just don't believe in his ability to survive.
Well,
I believe in his toughness.
The injury that he sustained is like a career-ending injury.
Like he
worked so hard to come back from
that. No doubt.
He never should have played the year one. He never should have played.
Never should have played.
Nope. He should have rehabbed the entire year. He shouldn't even have been on the roster. I
agree.
He should have just been rehabbing. Maybe come in and maybe year two should have been like year one.
And I think Flores played him to set him up to fail.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think Flores didn't like him. Didn't think he could.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of things about Flores. We talked about like our summation of Flores, and this is one of the things I wanted to bring up. In the offseason, I listened to an interview that Joe Rose did with Jimmy Johnson, and he brought up an amazing, amazing point about the offensive line. When Joe Rose asked me, he's like, what do you think we need to do? Think we need to draft some offensive linemen? It was before the draft. Do you think we need to do this? Think we need to do that? Jimmy Johnson straight up said, our offensive line is fine. He goes, in fact, I think we drafted them too high. He goes, I don't think you should ever draft offensive linemen in the first round. Take that high-flying talent in the first round, right? Draft your linemen later. He goes, because here's the truth. Your offensive line is only as good as your offensive line is going to take. Your offensive line coach is going to take it. The problem, he pointed this out, he goes, with the way that offensive line was being run, he goes, they were being run by all as individuals, and they were trying to work on them individually. And this speaks to Flores's, lack of offensive knowledge because he's a defensive coordinator, and also inability to put the wrong coaches in the right places, right? Jimmy Johnson said, you need to have that offensive line working fluidly as one unit, right, as one brain. He goes, and that's what a good offensive line coach is going to do. Now, yes, they added Terran Armstead, right, for an experience. It's stud on that side of the ball, no doubt about it. That definitely helps. But for the most part, it's the same linemen that we've had in the past, right? But we have a new offensive line coach, offensive line coaching staff. That it's clearly that unit is working as one brain right now, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. Jimmy Johnson stated that in the 1990s and the 2000s, he goes, if you go around to all the Super Bowl winning teams that had really great offensive lines, you'll notice that it was only 2 or 3 offensive line coaches jumping from that team to that team to that team to that team, keeping on winning the Super Bowls. I don't know enough about offensive line coaches and what their names are, but I'm going to take Jimmy Johnson's word for it.
Makes a huge makes sense.
I think that is the biggest difference in this team this year right now is the fact that Mike McDaniel and the coaching staff that he put into place and the genius schemes that he's been running, right, all speak volumes about how that offensive line is playing. Because if you notice, when Tua came back after that injury, I guarantee you those 3 weeks, it was Mike McDaniel's priority to say, offensive line, we can't let this guy get hit. You got to keep him clean. Tua's had clean jerseys for the past 3 games.
I think he's had 1 sack in 3 games.
1 sack. That's it. 1 sack.
Strong.
Right?
And
I think that what they've done with the offensive line, the coaching staff and the offensive line, and how they've been making them work as one unit has been the biggest difference in the season this year.
And he's releasing the ball so quick while making
Great
2-3 reads.
Well, he's been conditioned to now. He led the league in the least amount of time to be able to throw in the past 2 seasons.
So he'll make 3 reads and still get the ball out faster than anybody else. Stay clean.
Yeah,
ball's already gone.
Sometimes he's making 4 or 5 reads on a play.
Yeah, you got 2 of the fastest guys.
You got to go back and watch the games over again. Like I watched the what was our last game? Cleveland. So watching that Cleveland game, like he's like watching this guy here, and this guy's running free over here, and he's watching, and he's boom.
Yeah.
Like he knows where he's going. He's already through 2-3 reads, like you said.
Yeah, McDaniel's been talking about his checkdowns and his reads and how, and when McDaniel's saying, "Oh, he's working on a high level," you're playing on a high level, and we've all heard McDaniel say that.
Did you see when he was mic'd up?
That
was amazing.
Keep chopping wood, boss.
And you know what? I think that speaks volumes too about Tua's respect for the game, for his coach staff,
and you gotta have
the person that he is. And I like that about him a lot. He's not a cocky dude. He's a well-grounded guy. I like that. He's easy to root for. I'm telling you, he's a hard worker.
And when you have 2 of the fastest receivers in the NFL,
it helps a lot.
And you can only cover them for a little bit.
Yes.
They're going to be open. And at the beginning of the season, when everybody was talking up to McDaniel and Hill, oh, he's the most accurate guy, throws the most catchable ball. Everybody's like, yeah, BS. Now you're seeing it when he's healthy and he's getting protected in the pocket. He can hit all those guys in the spot that they need to be hit in.
The last game had so much balance to it and who he threw the ball to, right? We saw what Hill had, 48 yards. I think Jalen had like 60-something yards, right? But everybody else was catching the ball. Everyone else was getting touchdowns. And I tell you, that was Mike McDaniel's dream. Because if you look at who was getting the ball.
And the running game came in hard.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Ingold got the ball.
Yep.
Sherfield got the ball, right? Mostert's making plays.
Jeff Wilson, the new guy.
Making plays, right? These are all McDaniel's guys.
Yep.
All of them are Mike McDaniel's guys. That is his dream come true.
He's all
the guys that he handpicked and brought here himself.
Well, they're all guys that he scouted for San Francisco.
Right, exactly. And he brought them all here. These guys that were considered mid-level talent are now playing at high-level talent level.
When you have Hill and Waddle going out and they're so fast and they're getting doubled, now your run game, if you run a delay run,
it's wide
there's
open
holes everywhere.
15, 20 yards.
There's nobody within 10 yards of you when you get through the line.
So let's talk about the QBR rating.
Some of those holes in that Cleveland game were like we could have got 100 yards. It was it was like the size of this table.
Not me.
Carrying a rum and a hot dog run through those holes.
Oh, come on, Art. You're
walking on the damn treadmill. Oh, not anymore. Not long. It was 30 years ago.
All right.
Quite literally 30 years ago. Ooh, that's a long time.
Tua's highest QBR rating game was the last one against Detroit.
It was like 135, 137.
138.7, right? Then you got 135.7 against Chicago, 135 against Cleveland. He was 124.1 against Baltimore and 123.8 against Buffalo. And 104 against New England. That was first game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
The other two were 92.7 against Pittsburgh. That was his first game back after his concussion injury. And then 52.7 was the game that he didn't even play against Cincinnati.
All right, so he played, a quarter and a half, maybe? Not even a full.
Yeah.
Cincy?
It was like a quarter and a half.
Yeah. Right.
And his QBR was
he was 8 for 14.
We should look up Wilson's QBR from yesterday. It's probably like 12.
He was Tua was 8 for 14 in that Cincinnati game before he came out with 110 yards. So not enough for the sample size to really make a difference.
My opinion, they would have crushed Cincinnati if Tua didn't get hurt.
Yes.
100%.
Because they were steamrolling them.
They were rolling. Now, the defense is something that needs to be kind of addressed, right? They're letting up a lot of yards. Thank you, Karlene. They're letting up a lot of yards.
Grassy ass.
They're really,
Wouldn't that be weird?
I think they're flirting with
An
that.
ass with grass on it? Man, that would be weird.
I said grassy ass. Like, thank you. And that went there. That would be kind of odd.
That would be really weird.
Bringing the color in the broadcast. I would love to call a game with him.
So Zach Wilson.
I can't pay attention long enough to make it all the way through a whole game.
So Zach Wilson
Zach
Wilson hasn't had a QBR over 66 for the whole year.
66?
He was.
God, please
hold
keep
on
him
a
in New York.
second.
Sign him. Give him an extension.
I'm sorry. He had a 79, but yesterday was 24, 79, 28, 44, 30, 40, 53.
Their defense is awesome, though.
They're very
the Jets.
The Jets. So the Jets beat the Dolphins, right? So Tua
I'm
did
a
not
firm believer
start.
that we would have won that game.
Hey, get over
Tua
Or
didn't
it would've
start.
been-
Teddy Bridgewater had one throw, right? Or that went into the ground.
If you call
I'm
it
not a
throw,
fan
right?
of him.
I'm not a big fan of Teddy
Not a
Bridgewater
fan
at
of
all.
him.
So anyway, you're welcome, Jets. So how about that?
It's a gimme.
We'll see at the last game of the season down here.
Ooh,
That's
that's
right.
going to be a good one.
See how-
Could be
that
a real good one.
Like it's gonna be a good one for us, not for them. That's all I gotta say about that.
We
Just end
hope
the
so.
season. And they're gonna say, just end the season. Just end the season.
This 3-game stretch is going to define the Dolphin season, I think, because they got the Niners, the Chargers, and the Bills. If they can go 2-1 in these
The
three,
Bills.
Well, we got
after
Houston.
Houston,
We got
after
Houston
Houston.
first. Don't forget
So
about
first,
that.
the whole game goes in spurts, right? So we went 3-3, then we have this 5-game stretch, which we already won 4. If we can come out of the bye and beat Houston, that should give us a little bit of at least a half game cushion in the division. Second in the AFC, and then we go out west, and I
2-1
I feel pretty good about us against San Francisco.
I feel very good against San. Yeah, I feel good about every team.
And
in
after
football.
watching the Chargers last night, nothing special. I mean,
I
got
don't
players. But
listen. All right, you want to talk about a little bit about Tua versus Herbert?
sure,
So
the numbers are there. For
what's
Tua.
your opinion? I know, but what's your opinion on the whole thing? Give me a full analysis on that.
You want my opinion?
Yeah.
I mean, if you are starting an NFL franchise and you're drafting a quarterback, you're probably drafting Herbert because he is the prototypical guy. You know, rocket arm, flowing blonde hair. You know, he's got
he's
the look.
LA.
No, he's got the look. You know, but I don't know if it has to go wherever you're drafted. Each player, you know, how many guys wash out at one spot and go somewhere else and do great? I think you have to be drafted in to fit a system. Tua got drafted to Flores, who didn't like him, didn't run that system well. McDaniels, he's perfect. I mean, he's perfect for McDaniels' system.
Yeah.
Quick reads, fast throws, like that prototypical West Coast system.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Joe Montana. Really, he does.
He's intelligent.
Very
I
intelligent.
mean, Tua's a smart dude. I mean, with the speed that he checks down on his reads is just probably the most impressive part about him is his player selection that he gets the ball to, and his ability to actually have the balls to make some of the throws that he makes has been pretty impressive. There was a throw that he made to Jalen Waddle 3 weeks ago, where Jalen Waddle was kind of doing like a mid-range post down the middle, and he looked like he threw it a little bit behind him, but he did it on purpose just to avoid the nickelback coming like over the seam. And it was like little things like that he does, and his ability to place the ball, whether it's on the guy or not on the guy, it's always in the right place based upon where the defensive backs are. It's crazy good. The things he does.
Everybody looks for comparisons. How do you compare this guy against this guy? And I think the only comparison for Tua is a combination of Steve Young and Joe Montana.
Right.
Because Steve Young had the crazy great arm. He was mobile. Joe Montana didn't have that crazy rocket arm, but very precise. He knew where he was going with the ball. You know, he's like a perfect mix of those two. And if you go back and watch their tape, like it's very similar.
I think he's very Montana-esque. I really do. I mean, and you bring up the good point.
Like Montana didn't throw a lot of 50, 60-yard balls. It was always like a 5, 10, 15-yard intermediate rat, and they're gone.
And also, let me tell you something about arm strength with these guys. And then I know that the game that he shorted Waddle on that one play at the end of the game.
That would have been a touchdown.
Right? That would have been a touchdown. No doubt about it. And that actually was a bad throw. All right,
The one to seal the game.
He's not going to make every throw perfect,
him,
right?
You know?
And also the one with Durham Smythe. Durham Smythe did turn his head and confused to it.
And he stopped for a second.
In mid-throw, and then he didn't know whether he was going to turn up the field or not, and that's why that throw was bad. Not making excuses.
But he also
for him.
could have ran for the first down. Like that's one thing.
He also could have.
He screwed up. He could have run and fallen
all that's
down, and the game was
with,
over.
All that's going to come with more experience.
Yep.
He was rolling to that side.
Yes.
and he would have had the first down.
But everybody
100%.
also forgets he's halfway through his third year, and how many games has he played? He's only played, 24 games, something like that?
Well, like he's won his last 13, right?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How many games has he actually played in?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. No, he'll get there on the experience thing. I want to remind everybody, though, that for the longest time before Tua had his injuries, the word around town, the word around the world was tank for Tua. Right? And there was a reason for that.
If he hadn't gotten hurt, there was no way that we would have
100%. And
we would have had Burrow.
Exactly. We talked about it earlier, saying that injury he had was really, really bad. I think there were other guys that have had that injury. I think they were talking.
Bo Jackson, same injury.
Bo Jackson, same
dislocated
injury.
hip.
And they just could not come back from it. And it just speaks volumes of I think we're seeing right now, to the point you made earlier about not playing him the first season, which I agree they should have just sat him because I think he was still in rehab at
100%.
that point. And we're now seeing, all right, this is the Tua, because this is how long it's been taking him to recover from that injury. This is the Tua that we've we've got food. Thank you, Catherine.
That's going to go real good crunching on the.
Wow. Look at this. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chile.
All right. So,
Oh, look at that doggy.
I'll stop my rant on the Tua hip. So, you want to explain what's in front of us here, Jim? For those that are not watching on YouTube.
I used to compete in the chili cook-offs way back in the day, the Kiss Country stuff. Developed a recipe. It's pretty much how I like it. Used to have to tune it down because I used to make it a little too spicy. So this is like a basic.
There's nothing basic about it, Jim.
Basic.
Pot of chili.
Is basic as far as Jim's concerned. Basic.
You're not going to go into ingredients?
Nah, I can't do that.
No recipe?
Well, it was really fun to do it back in the day because it was cheap to enter, but then they started charging like $500 to enter, and you could only win $500 if you won. And it cost you $100 to make a pot of chili.
Oh my God, Jim, there is nothing basic about that at all. That is incredible.
Good
you got to
stuff,
hit
man.
that.
I'm gonna.
That is so good.
And then I'm like, how the hell can I forget about the Houston game because I'm smoking 2 giant pork butts to take down to the game for a barbecue for that day.
Nice.
Let me know if another ticket opens up for that.
So you get back to the health at Tua. So I'm a total dork. So I'll sit on the couch at night and I'll break out the computer, and I'm like, all right. So Tua right now is, I think he's smarter and wiser and playing better than he was at Alabama. But if you go back to his last year at Alabama before he got hurt, he's like so similar. I think he had a little more zip on the ball then, probably a hip thing, which he's probably still coming back from. But like his reads and everything right now are just amazing. It's fun to watch.
To watch the decisions that he's making, especially when you're at the game. And my seats are up high, so you can see everything that's happening. You can actually see everybody coming open. It's amazing that he'll have the ball out, and there's the corner on one of the receivers, and then as soon as he makes his break, the ball's there, and he's gone. It's crazy.
Like you talked about a couple of those throws he's thrown to Jalen, that you're like, oh my God, it's going to get picked. And then, well, when they show the from behind view, he's got 2-3 yards open from the side. It looks like he's throwing it right into the coverage. You know, it's like it's fun to watch.
I think the Waddle throws are more impressive than the Hill throws.
Yes,
for that reason.
Because Waddle he normally runs a different kind of route.
They're two completely different style route runners for sure. I mean, Hill's kind of like
in the marine industry route.
We got you. What for the rest of the crowd to hear that? What?
Sorry, just his terminology. He was drawing a route out there on the football field when it's a route, but route would be on your plotting a route.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's humorous to me. I thoroughly enjoy that kind of thing.
I go both ways.
Attaboy. Hey, like we were saying, at this age,
whatever.
Get it where you can.
Oh man,
good chili, Jim.
Very.
All right, everybody's being too quiet.
Everybody's too quiet now.
Want to eat chili?
You gotta talk.
And now for our halftime commercials.
Tell us more about your.
Hey, Karlene, who's your favorite Miami Dolphin player of all time?
Whatever the one you're talking about.
All right.
Whatever makes you
Jalen
happy.
Waddle.
My favorite right now is Gesicki.
I like
Really?
Gesicki too.
It's an interesting choice. Why
Yeah.
Gesicki?
Because, of course, Waddle and Hill are the stars and Tua are the quarterback. But Gesicki, he's a really good tight end, and I think he could be in the same conversation as Kelsey and everybody else. But he gets overshadowed by the speedster wide receivers.
If Gesicki was a little tougher and he could tighten his blocking up, he could be just as good as Kelsey.
Exactly. That's his one knock is his blocking. That's why he doesn't get as much playing time because he can't. I don't know if he can't or doesn't want to.
Listen.
See, like my football is like late 90s, early 2000s, like Keith Sims and all those guys.
There you go.
All this stuff you're talking now is like.
No, I'm saying of all time, like who's your favorite
Keith
football
Sims
player?
was good, but that's going back 20 years now already?
That's all right.
But like tight ends nowadays,
Miami
are
Dolphins
giant
undefeated
wide
team is
receivers.
50 years old. We'll go back as far as you want.
Gesicki's background was in volleyball at Penn State.
Yep.
My daughters love Gesicki because he does that gritty.
No. The worst gritty ever, but it's the best.
They're like, Dad, who the hell is that guy? Like he can't dance for shit.
But that's why it's the best because it's a goofy white dude trying to do the gritty and he can't do it worth a crap.
Yeah, it's a 7-foot white guy trying to gritty,
Well, listen, there's so much to like about this team. There really is. I have so many favorite players in this team, and that's one of the things I love about this Miami Dolphin team right now is like there's so many players to choose from that it's so hard to like pick just one. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, the big signing in the offseason, Javon Holland. I got a feel for X right now for Xavier Howard because before the season started, before Hill came in, before anything, he was my clear and cut favorite player on this team. And he was the best player on this team, for sure. And he's been dealing with that groin injury, and he's been taking a lot of flack. And even on social media, a lot of people say, "Oh, he's lost his step." He's playing
hopefully
hurt.
This bye week got him a little.
I hope people realize the sacrifice that he's making for this team. I was talking to Doug Minkiewicz on social about it, and he was, as a professional athlete, he was saying the groin is an injury you can play through, but man, that's tough, and it's going to last all season.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, what we're seeing play out in front of us for them. I mean, he's the best corner in the league, or one of, like, top 3, top 5 corner in the league. He doesn't get beat like he's been getting beat. He doesn't lose a step like he's been losing.
He's not the
step.
fastest.
He's
not the this,
normal.
but he's got great instincts, and he always knows where to be and when.
This isn't normal for him. So I just want to just put that out there and be like, listen, X is going to be fine towards the end of the year or into next year or whatever the case. But he's going through some shit right now, and it's kind of hard to watch because you know how good the guy is, right? But as far as like other favorite players, Javon Holland's really just been he's carrying the defense.
Yep,
he really is. Like, and I don't think a lot of people realize with the lack of pressure that the front line was putting up on the front half, and the extra time that we're giving those receivers to run their routes and routes, right? Javon Holland's been doing such a great job of just captaining the back end of that defense. But I gotta say, if I'm saying I have a favorite player on this team other than Tua, because how can anyone say Tua is not the favorite right now? He's got to be, because we've been waiting for so long for a quarterback.
I got mine. I want to see what yours is.
Listen. Let me finish here. We've been waiting so long for a quarterback, right? How can anyone in the right mind say that this is not your favorite player? It's got to be. So let's just take that off the table right now. Jalen Waddle's my favorite player. My brand new, shiny new toy is Jeff Wilson.
I like Jeff Wilson.
Shiny new toy. That's what I'm saying. I just love.
I had him as one of my running backs when he was playing for on my fantasy team from San Francisco.
I picked him up. The second they announced a trade, I picked him up.
My 100% favorite player is Christian Wilkins. I love that guy.
He's fun.
He's so much fun, right?
And whenever there's offensive
big
touchdown,
giant defensive end, but
he's one of the first guys to run to the end zone from the sideline.
He's not
even on the field at that
doing
point.
the waddle all the time.
Doing the worm. Stuff. Didn't he score a touchdown last year and did the worm or something like that?
Yes, he did. That was a good one. Yeah. Wilkins. That's a good one.
Did you see Hill pretended he friggin' fainted and he was getting
he scared the shit out of me with that backflip.
Oh.
Yeah, me too.
I was like,
oh God.
I was like, what are you doing? But whatever.
Who was it that got hurt? Was it last year? Preston Williams when...
Yeah, Christian Wilkins stepped on his foot.
Stepped on his foot and he was done for the year.
Yeah, killed his career.
Killed his career.
Pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, funniest moment of the season, if anyone's got one off the top of their head. I'm going to go for one right now.
Oh, I got mine.
You got yours?
You're probably going to take it.
Funniest moment?
Yeah, the funniest moment for me for this season is when the 7 cars caught on fire in the parking lot.
When we were posting the video, we went out to grab a adult beverage, and we look out and we're like, "That's a fire out there.
It's a lot of smoke."
Yeah,
That's a lot of smoke, and it's black." Then all of a sudden, it turned down a little bit, and started turning white, like how it's going out.
Turned
And
down
then
for what?
Then it just erupted again, and it was black smoke. And we're watching the golf carts driving away, like around the stadium, because we're up on the.
Was it electric car fire?
No, it was. Somebody thought it was a good idea to put their hot coals underneath their gas tank when they went into the game.
Boom. That's it.
So it boiled the gas.
It happened on Marlin game once too. Like back
blew the car up and ate 12 cars.
Jesus.
In the 2003 season when we won the World Series, someone did it then too. Yeah,
I went to one of those games.
Did you?
Yeah,
I went to every single one of them.
We're up there going, amateur tailgaters? Come on, man. At first, I'm like, well, my truck's not by there, is it? No, my truck's over there, so I'm good.
Oh. Well, you had a funny moment, though.
The butt punt.
Oh, the butt punt.
Butt punt?
Yeah, that was a good
It
one.
ended up
That's
saving
funny
the game.
/ scary.
Ended up
moment.
working.
Look at my daughter's face.
I was
She
so
went-
happy that
The
Butt
butt
punt.
punt. She's like,
I'm like, why couldn't you just snapped it through the end
So
zone?
that was my
Right,
take.
man.
So I'm sitting right
I
there
thought we
watching.
should just walked out of the end zone.
That's what I thought, too.
I was calling for it too. I'm like, dude, just accept the ball and walk backwards. That's it. That's all you got to do. Take the safety.
Then you had Morstead MVP with a 75-yard punt after that.
Oh, my God. That thing was a bomb.
Yep.
All right, so we'll talk about the elephant in the room then. If you're bringing up Morstead and the good things that he's been doing, we need to talk about Jason Sanders and the bad things that he's been doing.
Got the yips, dude. I don't know how to
Got the
explain it.
2 missed extra points. Hasn't hit jack crap.
2 missed extra points.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
Dude, that's been happening a lot this season for a lot of teams. A lot of missed extra points this year.
Yeah, Florida State, yeah, for sure. Florida State.
And we're not talking about that. That's in the past.
Well, I'm talking negatively about my team here. We don't have a kicker. It's tough, man. Listen, couple games that almost
guys
cost us.
Talking about FSU or the Dolphins?
What?
No, he's
Kicker.
talking about before
Oh.
when you don't have a kicker.
I'm just saying in
gonna
general,
cost you a game.
it's
So-
a big deal.
Like 3 games this year where if we'd hit the extra point or the field goal, it's smooth sailing. Like we don't have to worry
Right.
about anything, you know?
Put you in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Put you in a bad spot. And we're just bringing this up as a sample size comparison. If you look at Florida State's game against NC State and Wake Forest, and even in the Clemson game, like the fact that they didn't have a kicker, or your coach doesn't trust your kicker to kick a 30-yard field goal, and you got to go for it on 4th and 5 from the 27 because you don't feel confident you can kick a field goal, that's a game changer, literally.
For sure.
Literally.
There's a critter back there.
So, who, Max?
No, he found something behind that painting right there. That
Oh,
freaked
there's
me out.
lizards in here.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah,
is.
the lizards in
does
the
he have room
gallery.
to go behind the painting so when it tumbles over,
Just so you know.
He's all right.
And your
Come
head
here,
goes
Max. Come
We
here,
through
still
Max.
have that paint, right?
Come here.
has it been paid for?
Yeah. Problem solved. Problem solved, right? He'll stay with
Get his mind off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's worrying me that Sanders is going to cost the Dolphins a game.
It's a little concerning. It's a little concerning because, I mean, there's going to come a time where there's going to be a minute and a half situation to under a minute and a half situation where he's going to have to plug that 3-point field goal. You know, and you're looking at a game like San Francisco, right? Or you're looking at a game like what was the other one that we had coming up? I got the frickin' schedule up here.
Well, Houston is next.
Well, Houston's next, but
I don't
if
want
you're
to
looking
say,
at the San Francisco
It
game,
wasn't Cleveland. What was our game before Cleveland? Where
Chicago,
Chicago. Where we won, but
the Charger game.
we missed a field goal,
Yep.
and we didn't go for a field goal, which we
Went
would
for
have
2.
but not kind of the one we went for it twice on 4th down and didn't get it. Where if we kick field goals there, we have like a 9 or 10 point lead, and it's a 2-point game or a 2-score game, and the game's
Two-possession
over.
game.
You know,
2-possession game at that point. Exactly.
and we didn't do it. Where
Didn't
sometimes I love what McDaniels does with that. He's like, I got confidence in my guys. We're gonna get this 4th and 3, and when he gets this, he's a genius. But if he misses it,
What
There
game
were
was I
a
watching?
couple. What?
Yesterday, I was watching a game. Dude's 3 for 3 made it 3 for 3 for beyond 60 yards.
Yes.
Hit back-to-back 60-yarders. They called a timeout on him. What game was that? I was watching it.
it was a hold on a sec.
I don't know. See, again, I could care less who it was. Just fun to watch the game.
Timeout? Delay? Something happened.
Yeah,
They tried to ice him.
Yeah, kind of late though, like really late. Like wait,
he's like,
it was
it hit another 60 and hit it better even on the next 60-plus yarder. Which I look at kickers and pitchers the same. They're not athletes. They just have to be there. Unfortunately,
I really, I'm not one to question play calls a lot, right? Because I'm really a firm believer that for every play call you question, there's a ton of play calls where you were wrong. Like the coach called a run and you were like, oh, we're going to pass it here. No, they called a run and they snuck up on the team. They did a good job. Works both ways, right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Good shit, huh?
But there was you're talking about the whole schemes of going forward on fourth, right?
Clearly he eats too much of it. I'm just so much from him.
I'm trying not
talking
to
about
crunch
going
into
forward
Mike.
on fourth down and things like that. But there was a couple schemes where the last game they did it where there was second down, third down, fourth down, and you run 3 times in a row, but you're running on fourth down too, right?
Yes.
Where you're running on third down when it's 3rd and 6 and you're running,
There's all
and then
kinds
you're you're going to go for it on
There's all
fourth
these
down
weird-
after you just ran.
Dude.
Just kick the field goal.
These guys all have these metrics where if it's 3rd and 6 from the 37 and it's X amount of time left and this is a score, they're going to go for it on 3rd and 4th down. So they have these games they have
Analytics.
plays. It's crazy, you know.
You realize the metric for when you pass on first down and it's an incompletion, 93% of the time that next play call is going to be a run.
I don't doubt it.
93%.
Wow.
Yeah.
But then going back to play calls, what's Tua's completion or first down rate on 3rd down and long? Stupid, crazy.
the highest in the league.
Yeah. Is it on there?
No, I don't have it on here, but it is the highest in the league. It's he's 83%. If I'm taking a stab at it, it's close to that.
It's huge.
Yanni's going to look it up right now. I think it's 83%.
It used to be.
I'm in.
Is that the blackfin?
Yeah, that's smoked blackfin.
Oh,
Wow, I'm gonna bust out the W sauce for the
worries, man.
blackfin.
Whatever you want.
All right.
bust it out. Hurry, because I'm in already.
Hey, Karlene, is there a little something I can put in the for the W sauce? A little bit up there at all? Yeah, perfect.
Hurry.
All right.
I will do it on the next one.
Art's going in.
Gone.
Yeah. All right. I think it's 83% on 3rd down. But I do know for a fact
But a
that
lot of those are 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15. It's been a long time. It's been since Marino where we're like, all right, we got 3rd and 12. We got this. It's not a big deal, you know.
That's what makes it
and
so
OJ McDuffie
exciting.
at the same time.
I love it.
That was a killer combination.
Yes.
But so exciting.
Oh my God! I'm telling you right now, we would have had Super Bowl if it wasn't for OJ McDuffie's turf toe.
Mm-hmm.
That was I
What
can't
you talking
believe
about, Willis?
that ended his career. Turf toe.
I know.
But
All right.
it's crazy.
Busting
how-
out the W sauce
Even
here.
if it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9,
Yeah,
You're like,
you
all right.
don't think about it.
let it ride, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen. So for Mr. Noodle Soft Arm, Tua gets called, right?
Oh, not even please. I think he's
He
good.
leads
That's
the
good.
league in
Hello,
yards
kick
per
it.
pass,
Good.
Exactly.
right? And I got news for you. When you run like a 4.2 and you're as quick and fast as Tyreek is, and Jalen Waddle, people go, oh, yeah, Jalen Waddle not as fast as Tyreek. He is just as fast as Tyreek. They're the same. They're both 4.2, 40 speed, right? Tyreek just looks like it because he's zigzag all over the place.
And he always does that comeback.
Do you
when
realize-
he catches a ball?
Sometimes
he
I'm
does
like,
that-
no, keep
that
running.
cue. I'm like,
whoop.
come on, man, stop it.
Travis Wingfield from the Miami Dolphins, the Drive Time podcast,
Uh-huh.
says he did the metric for it. In order to hit someone in stride at 40 yards, to hit those guys in stride with that speed, he did the math. You basically need to catch, rock, and throw to get it to him in stride. That's why he's underthrowing, because these guys have these guys beat by so much that it makes it look like it's so dramatic. Right? Like, oh, he's underthrowing these guys. Dude, everybody would be underthrowing these guys. Like, you literally, if you're not underthrowing them, you need to guess and just throw it as far as you can and hope that they just catch it. And that's the truth. When you lead the league in yards per pass, right, then that ends that whole that's arm strength thing for me.
Now, then you have
Yanni, can I make you one with a fish?
Stephen A. and all these ding dongs saying, "Oh, there it's all yards after the catch." It's not. Like we have one of the lowest.
It's not yards after
of,
catch.
One of the lowest
at all
of yards after the catch in the league.
Yeah, that's because we're already downfield and he's hitting them in stride or hitting them in break.
It's
he's hitting them before the break.
I'm just happy.
That one pass he threw in the Browns game where he was under pressure and just winged it up there because he knew where Tyreek was going to be. He threw it, 2 seconds before. He was still on his route. He was he just winged it up there,
I got you.
There was
The speed of those guys is out of control, and if you put the ball up in an area, they're probably going to be open or be able to come back to the ball and draw a defensive pass interference because the other guy's so beat, he's just like, I don't know what to do.
Did you find out the percentage on third down yet? What is 83%? I was right. 84%.
84.
Yeah.
All right,
third down.
So we'll do something a little different now. When we drafted Waddle at 6, right?
Yep.
How many people were crying that we didn't stay there where we were originally?
For Jamar Chase?
No, Kyle Pitts.
I was saying
Kyle
Jamar
Pitts
Chase. I wasn't saying I was always
Waddle
a Jamar Chase guy, personally.
Well,
Kyle Pitts is the pitch.
he is. He's
Put your mic on, amateur.
I got nothing to
Wait,
say.
you never done a podcast before?
I got nothing to say.
No, but looking back now, I would
Art's here for
way
the food
rather
in the
have
room.
Jalen Waddle than Kyle
The
Pitts.
chili in the room.
Waddle's
100%.
good.
Waddle's the man.
I just told you he's my favorite player on the team.
I couldn't pick the easiest ones. I mean, Gesicki.
They're different players, Waddle and Chase. If you want to do, we want to compare Herbert and Chu. We can compare Waddle and Chase. They're different players.
Chase is more of an OBJ type player.
Right. So he's a deep guy, whatever like that. Pound for pound, Waddle's going to get you down the field more efficiently.
All good. Thank you, buddy.
Waddle reminds me very much of Jarvis.
That's good, Jim.
Really good.
The black fin.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
Waddle is a
Nothing
Jarvis
for
Snyder
nothing with
type
the
guy.
W sauce, too. Like, tops it off really nice,
good.
too.
That sauce is amazing, dude. Really good.
So if I don't cook the blackfin right away, I just put it in the smoke, brine it for a day, put it in the smoker, vacuum pack it, throw it in the freezer, then pull it back out and make dip all the time.
It's delicious. I have to stop throwing them back.
Blackfins?
Look up some stats for us. Interesting ones. Really? All right.
Yeah, I saw that. What was that? It was touchdowns.
3 touchdown games or
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, it was two threes of some kind.
I find it interesting in that to his third season, we're starting to compare like Marino stats to him, which is crazy to think about that.
Hey, did y'all know that there's actually fish in this ocean out here and they're biting?
Tell me about them.
Fuck all
Go
the
ahead.
Snappers on fire.
All right, let's go. So this Miami Dolphins mid-season podcast is brought to you by Native Sun Fishing, which Native Sun is going to give us their fishing report. Go ahead. While I eat
Mahis have finally moved in on the edge consistently. That storm, it was getting right. It was getting so right. Everything was great.
Right.
And that fucking storm comes in here and murks the water. I've never seen it get so milky, so far offshore, and so bad in the intercoastal.
That asshole Ian?
That asshole Ian. That absolutely robbed the beach from Vero Beach North. It's gone. Crazy. But anyway, it's cleaned up again finally. The mahis are consistently back on the edge, and the sails are showing up good.
Damn, that chili's good.
It is. So the fish dip's good. It's all great. And the ballyhoo thing really hasn't happened consistently yet. A day here and there, but the fishing's good. The sharks are horrific.
Do you think that storm blew because it was starting to get right with the ballyhoos? Didn't that storm move them on or no?
I've still seen the ballyhoos. The fish just haven't pushed in there on them. They're inshore. They're tight. Not seeing them in the outfalls as consistently, but
You think this front's going to bring them into the ballyhoo?
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think it's just when those fish get that mindset, that's what they're doing. It might just be that there's so much. I've never seen so many small blue runners. It's Jupiter, Port St. Lucie, schools of blue runners down
Even
here.
out here? Really?
Yeah, every fish, every mahi we catch has got them in them. We caught a real nice mahi the other day with a good mangrove in his belly.
Really?
Yeah,
A mangrove,
different.
huh?
mangrove snapper. Yeah,
I know he's
nice.
on the reef.
but yeah. But what's crazy is that right after that storm, the swordfish guys were catching swords with muttons and mahis in their bellies every night. So I don't know if the swords were here or the muttons and mangroves are out there.
They must have moved in because our boys were crushing mangroves and buttons in shallow water.
Yep. Interesting. I don't know. But we'll see if the ballyhoo thing. I mean, we catch them in the ballyhoos all the way into February. So maybe it happens again later. But it looks good. But God, the amount of sales that are getting smoked by sharks right now and the amount of sharks I'm seeing are more still again than previous years. So it's going to get ugly. But the fishing's good. So go before the sharks eat them all.
What's this? Is this recent stir up done anything for sailfish?
We had that little north wind. It really fired on pretty good there. What was that? Today's
Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, Thursday.
week?
Thursday, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it? Shit, I can't keep up.
It was cranking
I
the
think it was
day.
Thursday.
The wind was cranking the day.
Yeah,
big
it
time.
was, yeah, I get a few boats fished and caught some mahis and stuff. I didn't hear much about sales.
You didn't go out today, did you?
Nope, we got canceled today.
It was
Yeah,
Friday
fishing tomorrow.
because my guys had that thing on Saturday, the mutton thing.
Yeah, and I was out on and had some bites on Friday too, mostly mahis. Actually had Joey Accardi's new service manager out on the boat with his daughter.
Rick?
On Saturday. No, Lou.
Lou.
Yeah, Lou.
Okay. Oh, the
Yeah. Service manager.
I got
Yeah.
the wrong department there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But
You went over to the Bahamas recently.
Yeah, we ran over.
What'd you do?
We were working over on Cat. We do all their wastewater treatment and stuff over there, and work on their desal plant for all their fresh water. Had to put in a couple of lift stations. Either way, we got out one day, and we must have caught every barracuda in the Bahamas. Didn't get a wahoo bite every time. We're like, oh, this might be a good one. Another cuda. The Bahamians loved us, but whatever.
Well, Art loves your blackfin, that's for sure.
So then we went out the next morning, and we actually released a blue that was probably like 250-ish on a blue and silver billy bait.
That's a
You
nice
got a
fish.
blue marlin?
Yeah,
Nice.
Not even a strip on it. We had the high speeders down,
Okay.
and I'm like, all right, let's put this back shotgun. Sure enough,
Wahoo?
on a Talica 25. No, a blue marlin.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So we tag teamed it because we didn't know what it was. It never jumped. It just sat there and dug the whole
That's
time.
the best and the worst. She's like, we got the one, you know?
Like, so then when we got on top of him and we're backing down on him, he was doing that. You could see the rod tip just going like this. So he was just
that long body.
So we friggin' saw him, and as soon as we saw him and got the tip in, the leader in the tip, he went. Never saw him again. Frayed off the 80-pound.
God, I love when the tip is in. It's like my favorite part
and
of the
that's
story.
why we bring her.
Oh,
the
dear
tip.
God.
Right there. This is why she's our bartender.
So,
And then we got it in the yellow
In
eyes
case
pretty
anyone
good.
was in case anyone was ever wondering.
so
Zinger.
Spit it out, Arthur.
one of the,
That
She
just
locked
messed
you up. Karlene just locked you up.
Robbie Buckley and I are pre-fishing for a wahoo tournament. Shit, 100 years ago out of Bimini. We were fishing almost to stirrup. And same deal. We caught quite a few blue ones there doing the high-speed thing back in the day when I used to do it. And hooked one, same deal, no jumping, no nothing. And it's just he and I. So I'm running the boat. He's cranking on the thing, gets it close. I get the leader in hand and kind of put the boat in a bit of a turn. And still no jump. And the thing rolls out from under the boat, and all you see is the stripes. Probably 150-pounder.
And lit up.
Lit up. Well, all you see is it's overcast as hell. All you see is these stripes, and Robbie's going for the gaff, and I just see the bill, short bill, 150-pounder.
No.
Don't do it. Why? And then it finally goes jumping off on the, we're fishing 35 feet of shock section on the high-speed gear.
It's like that fish. It was early in the morning, like before the sun really broke up. So all you see is the dark back and the stripes and the pecs lit up. And I'm like,
Jumbo.
that's a good one.
Blue.
Yep. Turned out a damn blue marlin.
That happened to us in the Obama Bay Wahoo tournament last year. We ran across to fish Isaacs from West End, and we had caught a few, but we had got a few bites, hadn't got a fish yet. So we slowed down, put the meat out. We're patrolling strips and like the normal stuff, and we caught one like 40 pounds, put it in the boat, and it's rough. It's like really rough, blowing northeast like 25.
Wahoo tournaments.
And we're trolling down sea, and the rigger comes down. It's just like smoke a line. I'm like, that's the one, dude. Bring everything in, and like we're cranking on it. We're slowly like trying to ease towards it because his waves are freaking huge, right? So I see this thing come across in the wake out there, right? And it's like 9 foot long. I'm like, holy shit, guys. I'm like, get another gaff. I say, get another gaff. It's fucking giant. So we got Fishman there and Rhett waiting with the gaff. Curtis is cranking on the rod. Get it up. And I see this. All I see is black and stripes, and it pops up. And Coach is like reaching out, and it's a fucking sailfish. I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Really?
I'm like, no. But it was like a 90-pound sailfish. It was huge. It was like, oh, thank you very much.
All right. Couple things.
They had good fishing over
Go
there.
back to that silly ass football.
They had good fishing over there this weekend for that Wahoo tournament. Corey won with I think he had a 72.
They win?
The Cat Key one?
No, Bahama Bay.
Charity
Bahama
thing.
Bay.
There was a handful of nice fish caught. Last year the fishing was not good at all.
It was rough coming back.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was beautiful for me. I was on my couch.
Yep.
No, yeah.
On the way back from
watching
Cat,
football.
it was a solid 10 with a 3-foot chop on top.
What were you in?
39 Tiara. I mean, we were autopilot inside in the AC going like this. Yeah, it's pretty rough out there.
High speed, you don't do it anymore.
I prefer not to.
Last time you think you did it.
Oh, I did it. If Charter has to do it, I did it year before last, but I try not to. Rather catch them on live bait or anything light enough that you can actually fight the fish.
All right.
That night, the Wahoo tournaments suck monkey dick.
Yeah,
It's
they
always
are
rough.
So that's the correct analytical term. It's monkey dick.
Well, I mean, they're necessary events, and a lot of people love them dearly. But so the rule, we did it. We had a lot of success there for the few years that we did it. But the rule was you ran to where you could fish properly in calm enough water that you could actually fish properly. Your gear looked, your spread looked right, everything was right. Well, inevitably, that puts you running 80-plus miles in horrifically rough shit to fish for a couple hours on the tide. And then you're running back in that horrifically rough shit, getting your teeth kicked in. It's just not fun. I'm sorry, it's not fun.
So,
and the money wasn't there anymore when we quit doing it. It wasn't.
So the last 10 minutes of this podcast is basically our teaser for our Sailfish season preview.
Woohoo.
That we'll be having in a couple of weeks, right?
Cool.
Yes. Cool.
I'm
cool.
in.
All right. But I want to start reeling this back to the Miami Dolphins a little bit.
All right, cool. I'm going to go pee then if you don't mind.
No.
Okay, I'll stay.
Well, we're going to close it out.
No stress.
So thank you guys for coming in and doing this episode. I know it's like, not a fishing show episode. We talked mostly about the Dolphins, and Art came with his color analysis with Giselle and Tom Brady.
Yeah, we can do a golf show too.
And a grassy ass.
Totally do a golf show.
Paul's tournament and all that.
That would be great. All right, so actually bring that up. No, bring that up. You want to pee? Go ahead, pee. We're going to talk about the golf tournament.
Go ahead, do your thing.
I do want to say that we had a successful fishing for muscular dystrophy tournament.
Yes.
The
Muscle Classic
past week, the Muscle Classic, the first
fishing
annual
tournament.
No, I mean golf tournament. Did I say fishing?
Yeah. Okay.
Golf tournament. Sorry.
I'd support that. I ain't supporting a golf tournament.
But you have to support this golf tournament because it's fishing for muscular dystrophy's golf tournament, right?
I'll support him.
And the money goes to a great place. I will say that underneath this table right now is the
a whole bunch of tips.
The Yeti cooler, that we got that we bought the bar at the live auction, and so we got a ton of fun things in this cooler that we'll be talking about after the show.
We can
His
use that
magic
at
box under the table.
at our sailfish kickoff.
Right. Yeah.
Is there any fireball in there?
Yes, there is.
Oh, good.
I heard that. I thought it was great.
I missed it. Damn it.
I didn't hear it. I don't think I want to hear it.
Yeah, you did. It was great. But
All right.
time has
Max.
passed.
So, it was a great tournament. It was their first annual golf tournament that they had. Listen, if anyone has not heard about the FFMD team, the fishing for muscular dystrophy, it's not even just the organization. Exactly, you hit the nail on the head. Phenomenal people, right? And they're doing phenomenal things. And all the money that organization raises goes right to the kids, not the adults, not the organization. Paul Robertson, he's got his own business. He does well in that. It's fine. He's really doing this from the heart. If anyone is ever looking to support an organization that is, I wouldn't even call it grassroots. Let's just say that if you donate a dime to this organization, that dime goes right to the kids.
It goes right to getting kids
to their camp.
to their summer camp.
Right to the camp in Maryland, right? And it is the premier best place that. All right. So Joey, your boss, was in here a couple days ago, and we're talking about doing the apparel for the new boat and everything like that, and we started talking about the tournament because it was a couple days after the tournament, and Joey, and he might be mad at me for putting him on the spot here, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think it's nice when you can spotlight this guy's heartfelt emotions. He just kind of shook his head and he goes, "Man, isn't that just great what they do?" Like, out of the blue, he just started saying this. He's like, "Isn't that just great what they do?" He's like, "Man, I remember when they first had their," and I'm paraphrasing for Joey here. "I remember when they first had their first fishing tournament here, and I was with Curtis, and we were taking that kid around that sold the painting.
We took him fishing.
And he doesn't, like, he can move his arms, but their muscles have no strength. They can't push it. And this is like, he's like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid.
Brutal.
And it's just like, that's what muscular dystrophy is. It's like your muscles just can't push things. And that just, it doesn't get better. It just keeps getting worse as you get older. And but the organization and MDA, Muscular Dystrophy Association, they're making great strides at trying to correct this, and they're really trying to do good things. And they're making progress, but it's not enough. And after we went to this golf tournament, and the kids and even the adults that were there, their brains work perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's
just
tough.
like ours.
It's got to be like in prison.
Yeah, Steven.
Perfectly fine.
Steven is the kid you're talking about.
Yeah.
We took him fishing on our old
Harris
boat.
bought the painting that he did.
The old 53, and it was fantastic to see, but sad at the same time because we basically got him on the boat, and we kind of like tie him. I won't say like tie him in place, but like you said, his upper body strength wasn't there. It was kind of like they went fishing, had a good day, he had a great time, and that was 2 years ago. I want to say we took him fishing, and to see his progression to when we saw him last week, it was like, man, it's
heartbreaking.
It is. It's rough, man.
So
but his mind, he's sharp, he's funny, and he's just like he's got wit. He's hysterical.
He was a great kid. He was great at the awards ceremony at the tournament.
Salesman. He's gonna be a salesman. That kid.
I encourage everyone to go to @Fishing for MD and look at the photos from the event. You'll see Steven there, and you'll see the painting that he did.
Yep.
And for someone that can't really move his muscles around,
he did awesome.
The sunrise painting that he did was just absolutely off the flipping charts.
That's what kills me, dude.
Yeah, great stuff.
I could barely write my own name, and this kid's got all this misfortune in life, and some bitch is talented, more talented than me.
Yeah,
can make a piece of artwork like that. It's just
everybody's talented. It's a matter of where it gets focused to.
But the best part about that event, guess what? Todd Roy, that owns the Jimmy John, or they run the Jimmy Johnson tournament, couldn't stay around for the awards ceremony.
50-50 awards.
Gave his 50-50 to Steven. Steven won the 50-50.
Nice.
$571. Guess what? Steven gave it right back to FFMD.
Donated it right back.
Oh, dear God.
12-year-old kid.
Ooh. That tugs at your feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he gets to go on that summer camp trip.
Yep.
It's a huge thing for those kids. They get to spend a week with people like them and doing like cool
everything
stuff,
Yeah.
Everything they can't do, they get to do, kind of thing,
All right, listen.
And they raised $89,000,
something like 85, 83,
which is
89, something like that. Yeah.
I run.
That's a pile of dough.
I've run a golf tournament every year for the last 10 years, and we're lucky to break even. And they crushed it.
Yeah,
they did really well.
They crushed it. Yeah, and they did a great job, and everyone there that attended the event did a great job.
Yes,
I think everyone that was there had the right mindset of why they were there. And you can't say that about every charity golf tournament there is. But I think for this particular event, just because, and that speaks volumes to Paul and Tiffany.
Yes.
And Curtis was there as a volunteer, and Dorothy was there as a volunteer, and others were there.
Dorothy,
Curtis's wife
Danny was there. They were all there.
They were all there in full support. It takes a village. It really does, and it really did here. So, I'm very happy with how everything kind of turned out, and how all that went for them. So,
and I go to a lot of golf tournaments too, and that it was very well run. It was organized. It was nice. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was wonderfully run. The photographers on the holes, and
it was good.
Joey had a lot to do with putting Dodge and Ram in the right positions, and Jack Aranda.
Oh, which course? East course,
West course.
West course. Yeah.
Dennis, speaking of a village, are we doing do-gooder?
Thank you.
That's why we bring her.
We are doing the do-gooder. All right, so let me bring this up real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, you didn't
Any
go.
topic we'll do. All right, it's pee break time. So, Jim, you're going to have to do some talking with Art here while I look this up.
My mic's in the right spot. All right, cool. What's in the future? You going back to the Bahamas for work or local work?
January.
Oh, okay.
I work local
The rest of the time, sure.
the rest of the time, but every once in a while we go over there.
Gotcha.
We got a couple more lift stations to put in
And this is for septic or for
septic.
Gotcha. Are they
And now,
cistern water or how's their fresh water?
no, we have desal plants over there.
Okay, yeah, I heard you say
So
that.
the desal filters go to their big holding tank, and then it pumps it all around the island.
Okay, there you go. So they got city water basically. It's
Yeah,
good
basically.
city water too.
Yeah, and then we had to put these little plastic like wiffle balls on the top of their water tank because the seagulls and stuff were landing in the tanks.
Oh no!
So literally, there's 10,000 of these little like 3-inch black wiffle balls floating on the top, so the birds won't land on it.
So you can't put a lid on it.
They used to have a canvas top on it, but it gets blown all to hell and ripped from the sun and everything.
All right, so this week's do-gooder it's two do-gooders, okay? It's a husband and wife team. All right, it's Timothy and Diane Bryson, and they are a husband and wife team, and they clean up Port Canaveral boat ramp.
nice.
Really?
Yep, and they have an airboat tour. They had an airboat tour in Nebraska for 18 years, and locally they helped out in that area as well.
That's
they
cool.
did a lot of good. So they're really good peeps. They're friends with the Red Wines up there in the Canaveral area. And as you know,
How'd they do for the storm? I wonder. That area got beat up pretty good.
The Red Wines had a tree in their pool, like
That
a
happens.
huge oak in the pool,
Yeah.
huge one, and it destroyed their screen enclosure. But I know for that's for Nicole.
Yeah.
For Ian, I know that they got some flooding, a lot of flooding up that way.
Yep.
And we're talking about the northeast, the St. Johns River area.
Yeah,
And my
that-
good friends, the Grays, Adrian and Regina Gray, they got some really bad flooding.
Yeah, that
and
St.
Harris
Augustine area
got
went
flooded.
under both times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Jason's up there now. And
So the do-gooders, thank you very much for the Bryson family for all the great things that you do.
Oh, good, thank you.
You win the Starbright bucket full of fun with the reggae sponge and the salt off and the citrus degreaser and the boat wash and all this. So it's about $200 worth of stuff in there. It's all environmentally friendly. That's actually, I think, the greatest part about the Starbright family is that all the products are environmentally friendly and they work really well too at the same time. I don't understand how they pull that off, how they keep their products organic like that and they still work better than a lot of the chemical-based products. But maybe that speaks volumes to how they, over time, you know what I mean? They don't eat away at your gel
Your
coats
finish,
and all
yeah.
that stuff like that, so it keeps them nice and fresh and by being organic. So
Nature's
they
got
figured
its
out
way.
the science. They figured out the science. So, all right. So listen, before we sign off,
So when are we doing our sailfish kickoff?
well, we'll book that date after the
All right.
after the show. So I want
We really
to
only
get,
have we'll
2
weeks,
probably
3
do it
weeks?
like
After
a week or
Ben's
two.
tournament.
All
So we'll probably do it in like a week or two. If you guys, it's all based upon your availability. So
I just have to show up with food. I think I'm invited.
Yes, you are. Yes. Come, we'll do it again. We'll run it back. So all right, so we're 7-3. All right.
yay.
So I'm looking at this. I'm going to
all right,
run down the
we're talking
schedule.
about the Dolphins.
I
now.
know.
All right. just
I'm going to run down the schedule here, and you're going to tell me. Each of you guys are going to give me your prediction. Johnny, you don't have any crazy weird stats, right? No. Okay. All right. So I'm going to run down the rest of the schedule. You guys are going to give me our pre-playoff. Because I'm talking playoffs.
Playoffs.
Because we're going to playoffs. Okay, so I'm going to
Man,
give us our
I almost hate to say that because I don't want to jinx it, but man, I feel good. You know,
feel good, right? So I'm going to give you our remaining schedule, and let me finish to the last game, which is the Stinky Jets. By the way, I have my children trained. They genuinely think the name of the team is the Stinky Jets. They think that is their official NFL name.
I'm hoping that Jets game doesn't mean jack crap. That the
I
Dolphins
want
already have
Skylar
it.
Thompson to start that
That
game.
the Dolphins already have it wrapped
100%.
up.
So in a perfect world, it would mean nothing for either team. Where, the
Jets are
Jets
doing
right
that
there
bad?
probably to make the playoffs too. As of right now, all 4 AFC East teams are going to make the playoffs. Which probably is not
Jets aren't going to last.
going to happen. But
No, not with that quarterback. They have a good defense, but that's about it.
All
right. So
Carry
anyway, all right, we got Houston
Don't mind
this
if
coming
I
week.
do.
that's a win
All right, we got San Francisco out in San Francisco.
for me. Win
We got the
I'm
Chargers.
making a win right here.
Chargers.
We're staying in California.
I'm actually going to go with an L for the Chargers.
You're going to go.
I agree.
All right, you're going to go now for the Chargers.
I think we're going to be a little deflated after the San Fran game because it's a homecoming for
McDaniel.
McDaniel. It's going to be a big rush, and they're going to be on the road for 2 weeks. So
I am personally going to flip flop that scenario.
you think loss win?
Loss win. Yeah, I know earlier in the episode I said, we're going to beat San Francisco. It might have been riding a little high, but I think you're talking about a situation where Shanahan's going to face his apprentice, and he's going to know his apprentice's tendencies. If any coach in the NFL is going to beat Mike
It's usually
McDaniel's
vice
scheme,
versa.
But either way, we're each calling a 1-1
might
out of that.
Might be. I hope you're right.
So-
I hope you're right. I really do.
To roll it
But
back.
I'm going. My point is, I'm going 1-1 in that. In those
So
two
I think
games.
we're all in agreement of
I'm
1-1.
going. Yeah, I'm
on
going
that West
1-1 of
Coast
those
trip.
2 games.
The only thing I can think is to roll it back to the Herbert conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Tua's got extra motivation to prove himself.
I
don't think Tua
think
gives a
Tua's
shit.
going to have a problem
Nope.
with that game. I don't think he's going to have a problem with that game at all. I think it's going to come down to our defense.
I think Tua is so laser focused on
It's
being
not a Tua
that
question.
he could care less about
I think
Herbert.
Tua's actually going to go off on both of those games. I don't think it's about Tua in those games. I'm talking more defense here.
San Fran definitely has a better defense than
yeah. I don't care
than the
about that.
Chargers,
But I think scheme-wise, I'm looking at, which game is our defense going to hold up better for? That's how I got to look at it. I think Tua shows up every game. Tyreek shows up every game. Waddle shows up every game.
So the thing is that McDaniel schemed all of San Francisco's offenses for him for the last 3 years, for the most part. Or he knows what they're going to do.
Right.
So he knows what's coming. Maybe he can scheme a little to help with the defense kind of thing. So that's what I think.
Okay. All right. Then after that, we fly to Buffalo.
That's going to be
it's
a
going
loss.
to be cold.
Loss.
You're
I'm
immediately
just throwing out
all right.
immediate loss. I'm
calling the Bills on that one.
All right. So
I'm with you on
everyone
that
thinks everyone thinks the Bills.
The Bills.
So
I don't care as long as it's a good football game.
All right. So listen, I'm going to say one thing about this game. At the beginning of the season, people have done nothing but doubt the Dolphins.
So right now, getting to Buffalo will be 9-4, right?
Right. Okay. So you've done the math in your head. So 9-4 going into Buffalo.
9-5 leaving Buffalo. We have 3 games left.
I'm telling you right now.
Then they're going to win?
I'm telling you right now. My prediction for this team. This is a freaking homer call. Okay. Totally homer call, and I'm going to admit it. But I'm hopeful. But I'm hopeful. All right. I think we win one. I think we lose one of those California games.
And win out.
Sweet boy.
Tough.
They can take Green Bay
Byron
because
Jones
Green Bay
comes.
is
Byron Jones comes back.
Hey, Byron Jones, that's a different story. I've got no
X starts
issues
feeling better.
because
We start showing up like the defense that we were at the second half of last season.
Buffalo's defense is not all that.
What if our defense starts showing up? What if our defense starts showing up?
We were waiting for the peanut gallery
Yeah, we
to
gotta-
chime in, the Buffalo
So,
fan.
We have to get healthy.
I got John Momoa taking his clothes off over here right now, man. Sorry. Totally zoned out on that one.
The problem is
Like-
we're down Ogba now for the year. He's out.
Jason Momoa?
Jason, that's his
But
name.
we
I
got
don't even
Chubb.
care his
Who got
name.
Chubb?
Just a tip.
Aquaman.
Oh,
Just a tip.
that is pretty bad.
Filling gaps, baby. And we're pretty deep. Raekwon's pretty good.
Dolphins
Listen.
decent. Defense is fine.
It's not going to be
Listen,
blowouts.
Listen,
If we can
Here's
get
the
Byron
thing.
Jones back and get that
Here's the
secondary
thing,
healthy,
dude.
that's the key.
dude, that's a week before Christmas.
And then Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah, Christmas
Green
Day.
Bay.
He's gonna
Christmas
be a
Day, Green Bay
huge
here.
party
Forget
at the
about
stadium.
that. Game
Just
over.
saying.
Done deal.
I'm smoking 2 turkeys.
Listen.
We're bringing everything down there.
Aaron Jones might.
Let's
he
say
might
let's
even-
say the
or,
word if. Let's
Aaron
say
Rodgers,
the
he might
word
even
if.
show up.
Let's say the word if. Right. If we beat Buffalo in Buffalo,
That's going to put us at 10-4.
beyond that though.
No, I'm just saying.
Beyond that, brings us to 10-4. You're right. Brings us to 10-4.
When's the last 10
I
win
get
season?
that.
But that puts us at
But you
a
know
lead
what
in the
that
division,
does.
probably
Channing
of a
Crowder
game and a half.
and then we're there.
You know what that does to this team philosophically? Changes everything. Changes everything. The narrative has switched on the league if that happens.
So you got Green Bay, Christmas
Dude, you
Day.
walk into Buffalo in the snow,
Was that 2014, 15, something like that?
Tua
JT was still there, and
is not a cold weather guy.
they were fun for a bit.
We come out with a win. Our defense shells out. Then we're talking what?
The Buffalo game?
We're talking Super Bowl, my friends.
So
That's how I get there.
it's Buffalo, then Green Bay at home, Christmas Day. Then we have Patriots away, and
We got that.
the
That's
Jets
a win.
the last game. I'll be at the home games
I just
cooking
jacked
every
you up,
day,
Skip, didn't
every
I?
time. So
I like it. I
just
like
jacked
where
you
your
up.
head's at. But I'm a realist, you know?
Go Dolphins! Right?
Absolutely.
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 I got
I got 12
Art
and
going.
5.
Absolutely.
I think you got 13-4, right?
I got 13 and 4.
I think I'm
I got 12 and 5.
12 and 5.
12 and 5 is good too. But I'm
12 and 5. I think even 11 and 6 wins our division.
if they beat Buffalo again,
Because
100%.
I
The whole
don't know. I don't know
AFC
what Buffalo's schedule is,
Dude,
but,
the whole
Buffalo's
AFC
basically got the same schedule as we do. So
they're going to cannibalize each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys they're going to get.
Yeah, because we have Buffalo, Jets, Dolphins, and
And-
Patriots
and-
all play each other.
And so do they.
for
in the last
yeah,
last
we
5
all
games.
play the Central, the NFC Central. So yeah. Worst first place team right now? Baltimore.
Vikings.
Vikings. Well, Vikings. We should have beat the
Maybe.
Vikings.
Yeah, we should have.
We didn't
Yeah,
have
but
to,
we didn't
Tua didn't
have-
play.
right?
Who's
Yanni?
snoring?
Right? Yanni should have been mic'd up for this
Was
one.
that you?
Was Karlene over there snoring in the mic?
Were you coughing or snoring?
All right, we're gonna take this one to the bar. Hey, Art, come back. We're gonna sign off real quick. Get back on the table.
But
Just
I
take
think
your
over the- I gotta
microphone
pee.
into the
He's over there
restroom.
playing
with our
with the dog.
mid-season report, I think we say we're pleasantly surprised and pleased.
Very surprised.
And I think that the outlook for the Dolphins, not just this year, but going forward, is very good.
And I'm looking forward to getting charged for my home playoff tickets
That's so much
because
fun,
I'm
right?
already grandfathered in. They're
Nice.
like, they sent me an email. You don't even have to respond. You're already going to get charged. I'm
Yep.
like, I hope I get charged right now for
Yes.
a home playoff game.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
For sure.
So give us the wrap up.
You want me to give the wrap
Yeah,
up?
you basically said you were saying you were happy with what you were.
Oh,
you-
definitely happy
you-
with we're happy with the season. I don't think we could be more pleased
right.
unless Tua stayed healthy. We definitely, I think, would have had, I would say, guaranteed one more win, possibly two, because there was only one game we really screwed the pooch the whole year. Other than that, I think if we go, I don't know, we got 7 more games. I'm thinking 4-3. You're thinking 5-2, right?
I think we have one more loss on us. That's it.
Hold on a second.
We would lose one more California game. That's it.
And then you're going to win out. See, I think we're going to lose one California,
One
one
Buffalo.
here. So I think we're going to lose 2 more games.
You can win one. You're not going to lose another home game for the rest of the season.
That's gonna-
Or
Who are you going to lose to at home?
they
Nobody.
just play out and
Why not?
We have Houston, Green Bay,
No,
and
hold
the
on.
Jets at home.
No,
You're
we're
not
winning-
losing
I'm
a
sorry,
home
I'm
game.
sorry. We're losing one in California and the Buffalo game. That's it for the year.
Okay, so to 2 losses.
2 more losses.
Which
So
is
that
acceptable. Totally
goes
acceptable. It's fine.
12
And
and
do you think
5.
we're losing one more?
I'd like to think we're only losing one more.
Uh,
Now, if you win both California games, you give me that Buffalo game.
It's possible.
I'll watch
I just
that
hope they
Buffalo
don't
game
lay
like
an
this in
egg
the snow.
when Houston comes in here, and it's
So-
one of those games.
Stop that. No, you know what? Stop that. Shut up. Shut up.
If we win both of those California games, we have a real legitimate shot to be number 1 seed in the AFC.
1,000%. 1,000%. Bring the motherfucking noise. I'm ready for the second half
If
of
the
the
Dolphins
season.
win AFC East, they can match up with Kansas City too. Just saying, they have the talent.
We need Byron
the
Jones back
We
for
had,
that.
we had the firepower.
We need Byron Jones back for that.
Offense-wise, we had the
We
firepower.
need Byron Jones back for that. So going back to the Gesicki thing, and I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm
Hey,
gonna
are
go
you
back,
still
go
got to
back
pee,
to the,
man?
What?
You still got to go?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Just checking.
Hold on. He can hold
I'm
it.
fine.
He's a fisherman.
He hates football.
No, he doesn't. He loves football. He just doesn't care about the people.
All
in
right,
it.
so listen, going back, I saw Gesicki. I saw actually Kelsey make a break on Derwin James, which Derwin James is pretty good. Last night, that was pretty. The one for the touchdown at the end of the game. That break he made on Derwin James, he had with Derwin James playing catch up.
Hey, Kelsey is the best
Dude, that
tight
was
end
a
in the
break.
league right now. He
Dude,
is
that was a
number
break
1.
and a half off that route. And I'm sorry, but Gesicki doesn't do that.
He doesn't.
That's the
It's
only
a
thing I'm
different
going to say.
player.
That's the only thing I'm going to say about it. I
It's
love
Kelsey
Gesicki. I love Gesicki, but
Yeah, Mark
Gesicki
Andrews
doesn't.
is really good.
Gesicki doesn't make that break.
Other than that, there is, like, I to go from fantasy. You have Kelsey, Andrews, and that is it.
Yeah,
Kittle was that, and Kittle lost his step.
yeah,
He's getting
Kittle's
old.
okay. He's okay. I don't know. Whatever. He's all right.
Telling you, Gesicki could. I think he's top.
Top 10 for sure.
Gesicki needs to watch tape of the game last night and see that Kelsey break that just happened to score that game-winning touchdown. That's what
I mean,
he
he's got the right
He
guy.
needs to do that.
coaching
Right,
him,
I know
so.
we're trying to wrap up, but last year Gesicki was in charge of all the receiver lineups. When you saw him line up, he's telling everybody where to go.
Yep.
I like the
Give
guy.
him the
Don't get me
size.
wrong. You're talking about the best tight end in
No, I know.
possibly the
but I'm
history of
just
football,
saying,
though, Kelsey.
Time out. So, Mike Gesicki is the white Kyle Pitts.
Yes, he is. 100%.
But
that's
way better.
That's pretty good. Pretty
But way
good way
better.
to put it.
Kyle Pitts sucks. His route running is horrible. Dude,
It's horrible.
Gesicki's blocking is
Suspect.
shit.
Yeah, it's non-existent.
No, it's suspect. He gets in the way a little bit, but
He's like this. Oh, got
he's,
you, Dennis.
he's just not a Kelsey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could say any one of us could do that, but not me. I get completely run over. So anyway,
I blow out my knee and
imagine what it'd be
No,
like
no.
if you sat
Pick
on
you up.
an NFL field.
No.
At
No.
the speed of the game.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, you'd probably
Dude, they would
you'd
run
be
right
lucky
by
to
me. I wouldn't even
survive
know
a
if they were
play.
there.
One play.
One
What's
play, you'd
going
be
on?
lucky to survive
We're
a play.
almost 50 years old, all of us. We'd be lucky to
What do
get
you
to the
mean-
field.
what do you mean almost? I clicked
He's
50.
50.
I clicked 51 this year.
Just getting to the few steps it takes to get on the field. Oh,
I'll
pull the hamstring,
be
I'm dead.
49 in 4 months.
There's less than that.
youngster.
Youngster.
I
I'm
pulled-
the
It's like
young guy at the
next
table.
year,
Paul
Mark.
and
I
are
pulled
the
my
same
groin
age.
week back in the other day. What are you talking about, man?
In my prime, I'd have died in one.
There was a stubborn weed he tried to kick. He's like,
Son
And
of
I
a
so
bitch.
loved that game. But
All right, so everyone loves the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are doing great. Everyone's happy. Things are good. Things are up on the right. Listen, my biggest takeaway from this season so far, okay, and I mentioned earlier about the offensive line and the way they're clicking as one unit and how that's married well to his precision as a quarterback and to his decision-making as a quarterback, and giving him that extra second of time has mattered, has been the biggest difference in all of it, right? Coupled with Mike McDaniel's genius in being able to utilize the personnel the right way.
Well, his genius and his belief in Tua.
And his belief in Tua, 100%. 100%. Listen, we could do an entire episode on the Mike McDaniel Love Fest because the dude is just great. Absolutely great.
He's our coach.
I know, I'm joking.
But
I was like, he's
but
got to
he-
go to the bathroom.
but he's almost like he's like the anti-coach, dude. He's like the total anti-Belichick. He's
But
up there,
I love
hey,
it.
he's joking around with
But I
everybody,
love
yeah,
it.
you know, and
I love
I
it.
love the guy.
Listen,
As long as he's garnering
my
respect.
takeaway from the whole thing is, if anyone has anything negative to say about Tua Tagovailoa at this point in the season, take it home, wrap it up, and burn that shit. Because we've been waiting for 25 years, roughly, for a
So if they
franchise
don't like
quarterback.
Tua, they need to eat those nuts.
What was the closest?
These nuts.
The closest thing we've had to a franchise quarterback. Hey, the closest thing we've had to Chad Pennington.
Chad Pennington, who was great. Chad Pennington is almost Tua. I'm gonna talk.
He's the hybrid that you were talking about.
Not a strong arm, but precision. Look guys off, but we got him the last couple years of his career. You know,
bringing it back to what you were saying before between Young and Montana.
Yes.
Pennington was short passes, precise first downs. Tua can bring that further with further passes, getting more yards. I think he's good.
Dude,
that's all you can say.
Dude, homework. Go home. I'm telling you, and YouTube and watch videos of Montana and Steve Young.
Yeah,
they're so
You're not wrong
similar
about the Montana thing
because they all spawned out of that.
The Steve Young thing is debatable to me because he ran a lot.
Yeah, but the way he threw the ball,
it
was very similar. They all kind of spawned out of that George Seifert offense out of San Francisco.
Yeah, and you know another thing too, like all the big quarterback acquisitions that happen in the offseason, and obviously the Deshaun Watson thing is yet to be seen, right? But fuck Russell Wilson. Because I said it the second that trade happened, and I saw the money and the numbers. I'm like, that just set that franchise back 10 years. All the picks that they gave up for him, all the money they gave up for him.
But also,
they used their entire cap for that guy.
They've played very good with what's his name? Our old quarterback.
Brissett.
No. Well, you're talking about Cleveland, not Denver, right? So
I was talking about Russell Wilson. My bad. Yeah. No, he's washed.
Right. The Deshaun Watson thing, that's what I'm saying, remains to be seen.
But Deshaun is all guaranteed money.
It's all guaranteed.
The Wilson thing is, they can get rid of him in a couple years and it'll hurt, but they gave up all those picks. Never trade. Never. And
Javonte Williams went out with a knee. Was probably running back.
I was
with an injury like that.
I thought the Dolphins. I bet were going to take him in that pick.
Well, Denver traded up.
They jumped.
Yeah, they were going to take him. All right, so listen.
But didn't we take Holland with that next pick?
We took Holland.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
All good.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Yeah. Exactly. We took Holland. The only thing that really hurt. Listen, Chris Greer. Actually, if we got a minute, we got a minute. We're like going on, but it doesn't matter. We're not going to wrap up. Anyone listening to this, we're not wrapping up. So listen, because we're starting to tap on a bunch of other things, right? So Chris Greer. You probably go to the bathroom. So Chris Greer, and I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I've been the biggest critic of this guy.
He's good.
The biggest. Man. I've been the biggest critic of this guy over the years, and I really have, because I think he made a few boneheaded decisions.
He did.
Personnel-wise, and he really, truly did. But he made up for it. He totally made up for it. His biggest boneheaded decision, obviously, was Noah.
Yes.
And not taking Jonathan Taylor. Right? Which Jonathan when Jonathan Taylor went to Indianapolis like 3 picks later.
So I think
that was the pick to make. It was right at the end of the first round. We had 3 picks. Listen, when you have 3 picks in the first round,
they have to
one of them can be a running back. I'm sorry.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I know a lot of people don't like using a first pick on a running back. One of them can be a running back if you have 3. Take the running back at that point, okay? Now imagine if we had Jonathan Taylor on this team right now. That'd be great. He made up for it. I like the Mostert-Wilson combination. We're good, okay? No problem.
His free agent signings and wheeling and dealing.
The way he dealt with the money, the way he dealt with the Tunsil trade was great.
But his drafting is suspect, other than Tua now,
Well, we say that.
Jackson is starting to come along, but Noah is a total miss.
But Austin Jackson was actually really, really young. He's like 2 years younger than the average.
And they're all saying now that he's perfect for this system.
Yeah, Hunt's been playing better in this system.
And another thing, too.
And it sucks that Eichenberg went down.
Well, the offensive line.
Because he started playing really better, too.
When Eichenberg went out. That's when they gelled.
Yeah.
He was doing pretty good there past 3 or 4 games before he got hurt. He was looking better.
I should know his name, but the DB that's playing now,
Kohu.
Kader Kohu.
He's playing lights out now, too.
Free agent
Kohu's
from
playing
Central Texas Agriculture.
Bethel's playing great.
Whatever.
Y'all still talking about this shit?
Money.
Bethel's playing great. These are all undrafted guys.
On almost free money. These guys are making like $400,000, $500,000 a year,
The only thing that scares
guys.
me is in a couple of years, all these people are going to garner a lot more money,
And that's-
including Tua.
So then you have to
manage
go
that. That's
the New
great.
England
That's
route. You have
Greer's job.
to make hard decisions, cut guys, and bring the right guys in again. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Look at New England's offensive line for all those years. It's almost like plug and play. All right, this guy's out. All right, a new guy in,
Mhm.
and they never missed a beat. And
Next
it comes
man up.
down to coaching
Mhm.
and keeping it consistent. You know, like you talked about Joe Rose talking to
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. So he also said that you need to take 6 or 7 guys, doesn't matter who they are, and they all have to play in the same spot. You can't, like last year, this guy, you're going to go to guard here, you're going to center. You can't move guys around. You leave and leave them in the same spot. Just let them play. You know,
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what he said.
Yeah.
That's why he said
consistency
he
is
goes.
key.
I never drafted an offensive lineman high because I really I put my stock in the offensive line coach and the offensive line coaching staff, right? And that's it. Like if you get those guys clicking,
Dude, you
you
got
know
a
what I mean?
six.
That's like a good manager.
You got a
right?
6'6" guy that weighs 350 pounds. You're only so athletic, right? Like
Yeah, right. But I
Yeah,
can say
between
what
guys,
Armstead
you know?
did. What Armstead did to Myles Garrett this past week.
yeah, he's
I mean,
you have special guys, and
Yeah.
he's special.
and I think yeah, it was just like
I saw a picture today. It was from the Cleveland
he
game.
is special. He's great.
And it was all the offensive linemen, and 2 is in the middle here, right? And you have offensive lineman and a guy on the ground. All 5 guys are
Yeah.
on the ground, and 2 is wide open by himself, just lighting
Yeah.
shit up. Makes a huge difference.
You happy?
Go Dolphins.
Go
Go
Dolphins. Art, go Dolphins.
Yay.
Go
We
sailfish.
did- are we-
Go
we-
sailfish.
We need to do a watch party here at the gallery.
What's our
I
next
hope I'll
game?
be working.
Maybe we can do that for one of the California games.
Late game, there's a chance I
Late
make
game?
that.
Oh yeah,
Late
4:10
game for a 4:00 game for one of the California games. We'll do that here at the gallery.
I'm in.
Karlene, you come bring Mike.
What's that? I'm sorry.
She just woke up. It's like football, whatever.
That means I have
When
to
is this?
barbecue.
One
Oh,
of the-
darn.
Hey,
I'll pitch in for that shit. Anytime
Either
you want to
order-
give me some food.
Either
I'll order
I'll-
pizzas or
December
something.
4th or December
Relax.
11th, 4:00. So
You probably
All
won't
It's
do
a
that.
we're
Friday.
gonna do a
right?
party. What's that?
Friday?
No, Sunday.
Which day?
Sunday.
The 4th or the 11th here. So we're gonna either we're gonna do a watch party here at the studio. So
I can't do that. I can do the 4th.
all right, we'll do the 4th. There we go. So it will be the 4th against San Francisco. We're gonna do a Connected by Water watch party here at the gallery, and we're gonna have beer and chicks and fire trucks. Right, just like they say in Bachelor Party. You ever see that movie, Bachelor Party? Just
There
Oh,
might
yeah.
be a
age
good
myself,
chance
right?
there's
Chicks and booze.
Mm, Just a tip.
right.
You
barbecue
said
pork
Mike's coming,
sandwiches
man. I
and
got a pretty good chance.
stuff.
All right, cool. All right, we're gonna wrap it up right here. So go to Dolphins. We're gonna end the season 13-4.
I'm going to go with 12 and 5.
12 and
but
5. You're saying
I think 12 and 5 is still
All
going
right.
to
5.
win the division, second place in
I
the
think-
AFC.
I really think the best is yet to be seen from this team. Right, and I
They
think
are-
the
it
defense. I
seems
think
like
the
the
defense
last-
is only getting better.
Last 2 or 3 weeks, it really just kind of when Jeff Wilson came. That's when
Mhm.
things kind of started to gel.
That run game.
Yeah,
They couldn't get rid of Chase Edmonds fast
Oh
enough.
my God.
I drafted him this year.
Did
And he
you?
played good for like 2 games. Downhill, you know.
that one preseason. I went to preseason. I can't remember what preseason game was, but he made a move on a guy on the outside, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is our guy."
I still
And then he
well,
hadn't done anything since.
so the Buffalo game, he made the major play in that game. He made that
Yeah.
one run, like
Yeah.
30-yard run or
Right.
catch and run, whatever it was.
That was just a great play call, though.
Yeah.
That was just a great play call.
I still think
he had a canyon to run through.
Gaskin is the 3rd best quarterback on the roster, or running back on
yeah.
the roster.
Yeah.
Ahmed's really good too. So
Yeah.
that's
All
the
right.
problem.
It's good to have those problems.
Too many good guys. It's been a long time since we had that problem.
River Craycraft come back, maybe.
The Great White Hope.
We'll see. All right, cool. Listen, Jim, thanks for cooking.
No worries, man.
Thanks for
My
bringing
pleasure.
food. All right,
That chili.
I know Art thoroughly enjoyed it.
Again.
Unreal.
He did.
All right.
I'm
Listen.
going to get invited a lot more now.
So you're invited every episode. What are you talking about? It's the same with these guys. Just show up. This is a community freaking podcast. It's like
Do what
Connected
I
by
do.
Water.
Just show up. That's kind of what we do.
So I
That's
can
it.
stand back there behind the bar and
You
just
can
serve
be
food
behind the bar.
Catherine,
Just-
did you have fun
hey.
tonight?
and talk shit.
Just
Yeah.
show up and throw the tip in, right?
Was it boring?
Just-
Was it long and boring? No, you had a good time. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for coming. All right,
Happy
Max.
Thanksgiving, little lady.
Max, thank you for coming. All right. And so I want to just say a couple things happened during this episode. We are going to have our Sailfish Kickoff preview episode within the next couple of weeks, maybe next Monday or the Monday after.
I can tell you right now if you want to do that.
Yeah. So let's tell me right now.
I mean, you're looking at you're talking about the 4th. Is that Sunday? That's only 2 weeks away.
Well, or 1
So
week
it would
away.
have to be. I would say either
It'd be the
5th
28th or the 5th.
The 5th, yeah. So the 28th would be before the dust 'em off. I'm not fishing. You're fishing.
Mm-hmm.
The 5th, I'm fishing the Miami, but you're not. So right.
Right.
As of now.
So what do you want to do?
Unless I can sell a charter. Still trying. Anybody hears this wants to charter fish the Miami. Whichever. I'm game. I'm here. I'm not
Either way.
going
So
anywhere.
the 28th, we're good?
28th, I'm good.
All right. So next week, we will have our Sailfish Kickoff preview tournament talk episode, which is our most popular segment of all of our episodes. So if anyone's listening to that or to this, tune in for that. And we're going to be not going to be talking about the Dolphins. We'll be talking about. Well, we might be talking.
Maybe a
You
little
silly
bit.
bastards.
Maybe a little
bring it
bit.
up.
Maybe a little.
100%.
all right,
Unless I bring food.
and Jim will
and
bring
I'm sitting over
food.
there, I'll be like this. Go Dolphins!
Jim will bring food, and we'll be talking about the Dolphins, and Max will be here. And
Well, it'll be Monday night.
all right, cool.
It's almost Monday Night Football right now. So where's the?
Are you
Is it
ready
really?
for
TV
some
gonna go?
football?
Well, I'm gonna have to bring one in.
Are you ready for a party?
Better be a big one.
It will be a big
Hank
one.
and
I'm
Al
gonna buy one.
and Jim and me.
What about a like a wall?
Projector.
17.
We could do that.
I might be able to get you one.
Well, I can hook my iPhone up to the projector that we have and put it right on the wall.
Really?
I can just run YouTube TV right through that. Exactly. We just need sound.
I'm down.
So, all right. I've been rambling on this podcast about just nothing but.
Off to the sponsors.
You're like, all right,
Yanni's like,
we're
this-
going to wrap it up in
the
10
content
minutes.
of
but
this
wait a
has
minute.
been so lax and so casual. It's like, way to go, guys.
This could be one of the longest ones ever.
I just
right?
want to go home.
I gotta edit this shit. All right, let's get out of here. All right, thank you, Joey Cardi. If you're in the market for a new truck or vehicle, go ahead and buy one from Joey Cardi.
Actually looking for a Jeep right now.
Are you really? Then you should go talk to Dean. And if you tell Dean that you heard about that through the Connected by Water podcast, you're probably going to get a better deal than most
The
people.
official chef for the show.
The official chef for the Connected by Water podcast.
Call me.
I think we know a guy.
I know a guy.
All right. All right, cool. And and we've been drinking the sherry cask all night. It's
So good.
I just want to break it down real quick and say it was really nice hearing from Mike Myatt this evening, and he recently lost his father. So the fact that he actually called the show speaks volumes. He's up there in Maine, all by his lonesome, and I know he wants to be by his friends who are his family. He always tells me that friends are the family you choose for yourself. So I want those words to resonate with everybody here at the table and beyond. I want to say that we did try the W sauce with the blackfin tonight, and I was pleasantly
very
surprised
impressed.
with how that really complimented.
I was able to marinate
your
chicken
wonderful
or steak in
blackfin.
that.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
and
That's good.
and then Jim, thanks for cooking again.
My pleasure, man.
Chili
I like
is
doing
always
that
so
stuff.
good.
That chili was on
so
point. That
amazing.
blackfin was on point.
Yeah, and Papa's Raw Bar. We're gonna be announcing a nice new Connected by Water Papa's Raw Bar surprise here in the next couple of weeks.
Oh.
So I just want to throw that in as a teaser.
Can we sample it in 2 weeks?
You'll be sampling some artwork in 2 weeks at Papa's Raw Bar. That's the big teaser. And then yep.
All right.
And then so the Connected by Water podcast is a proud sponsor of Papa's Raw Bar and their Connected by Water sushi menus. So always have been for about the last 3 years. So we're very proud to be associated with Joey Cardi, Papa's Pilar, the W Sauce, and our new sponsor, FINS Sunglasses. So thank you very much. Beneath and beyond is what they say, and we're very proud to be associated with that company. So here you go.
Cool.
Not true, amigo. Always do your best and let God do the rest, and do not ever forget that no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we're all
Connected by water.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Get tight, boys.
That was a good one.
Bye.